Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
There we go. That should fix our audio problems. We're going to go ahead and start it from the top. Welcome to the Rich Rebel Football Pregame Show, where we are broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Today, the Rich Rebel football team takes on the Water Canyon Wildcats here in Hilldale, Utah. Sorry, not Arizona. We are basically in Arizona, but it is Hilldale, Utah. We'll take on the Wildcats. Kickoff is scheduled for about 28 minutes from now. We'll cover our scene set for today's game. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
You're tuning in to the Rich Rebel Football Pregame Show, where we are broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time for the scene set, brought to you by Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty. Buying and selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Call Pam Cornea today, 435-779-0012. And for the folks at home, you're about to get a quick geography lesson with Professor Poling. You're looking at Utah right there, and now that we moved the camera over there, that is Arizona. So one thing to keep in mind as the kids are playing tonight, we are practically in Arizona, so that means we are getting Arizona heat. So that'll be a big factor in today's matchup. It's going to be really warm. It was 100 degrees earlier today when I was out here setting up. It's going to cool off a little bit as the night goes down. But we're also playing in basically a brand spanking new football stadium. It is the second ever football game to be played here, as the the Water Canyon program is in their 3rd game of its history. So that's exciting for the folks of Hilldale. Our scene set for today has been brought to you by Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty. Whether you're buying or selling in Bear Lake, Idaho, or Utah, call Pam Cornea today, 435-779-0012. Once again, that's Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty. When we come back, we're going to visit with Rich High School alumni Danelle Wasden. She's a 2001 graduate. On the Mound Valley Cattle Company segment, Where Are They Now? You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
This week on Where Are They Now, we are talking to Danelle Wasden. Mrs. Wasden, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, can't complain. So what have you been up to post-high school life? I know that you're a Rich graduate. Can you kind of go over when you graduated and what you've done since then?
Yeah, so I graduated in 2001, and then I went to Salt Lake Community College and played volleyball, and then I went to Utah State and played there for a little bit, and then I got my teaching degree. I got married. I went and worked in Cokeville, our favorite rivals, in their elementary, and loved it over there. Great people over there. And then I decided to stay home with my children. I have 5 of them. And then I was missing the teaching world, so I went back teaching at Rich High School, learned to love high school students. And then just this last year, I traded position, and now I'm the counselor. So now I get to work with high school and elementary, which I was missing my elementary students, so I love that. So that's kind of what I've been up to.
So it always interests me. What is the daily life of a Division I athlete?
You go to school, you lift weights, and you play your sport. It's pretty much, that's what your life is the sport. And so it's good to love your teammates there. So that's kind of what it was. They were my best friends. And
so growing up in a small town, or going to a small school, such as Rich, how did that help shape your life?
Being in a small town gave me a lot of opportunities to participate in sports. And I think being in a small town, everyone kind of knows you. And it helped me learn that I could do lots of things and to never give up. And that there's always people around that cared.
In case you missed it, the high school that Mrs. Wasden works at now is Rich High School. What does it mean coming back home to guide the next generation of Rebels?
So for me, I had great people in my life that helped guide me. And to come back home, I just want to help all these kids know that they can do anything they believe and reach their potential, because there's some amazing students at Rich High School.
If one student came to you and they wanted to become a counselor when they got older, what advice would you give them?
I would say go for it. It's fabulous. So.
Amazing people work at the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier. From the reception.
We want to thank Danelle Wasden for being part of our Mound Valley Cattle Company Where Are They Now segment. Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho, for making this segment possible today. We want to thank them. Mound Valley Cattle Company supporting Rich Rebels in all their endeavors. Coming up, the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital pregame coaches show. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth. You're listening to Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. This week on Where...
Amazing people work at the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, from the receptionists to the doctors, the x-ray techs to the food service staff, from the phlebotomist to housekeeping and everyone in between. The care you receive can't be matched anywhere else. We really care about your health. We care about you. We work hard to have top quality equipment and facilities and provide a wide range of services so we can serve every patient. When selecting your healthcare providers, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. You'll feel the difference.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth. Today we are in Hilldale, Utah, at Water Canyon High School, where the Rebels will take on the Wildcats of Water Canyon. Once again, this is the third game in the history of the Wildcats program, so we're part of history tonight, folks. This week we had a chance to visit with the head coach of the Wildcats, Heber Horsley, and here's what he had to say about tonight's matchup.
So I'm here with Coach Heber Horsley of Water Canyon. What have you liked about your team so far this year that you've seen on the field?
Their willingness to learn. A lot of these kids have never played football before, and so they've been putting on the helmet and the pads for the first time in their life, and so their ability to learn and just do what they're told and get out on the field and see it happen, it's been pretty fun to watch.
When trying to get a bunch of kids up to speed at the varsity level that haven't played football before, what challenges has that presented to you?
Well, the biggest challenge is just what's it going to look like in real-time game, because we try to go 110% in practice, but it's different when you go up against your opponent and they're ready to hit. Everything is different speed, hitting's harder, it's go, go, go. So just the learning curve of practice to real-time game has probably been the biggest challenge so far.
Who are some of the players on your team that have stood out to you so far this season?
Defensively, we've got Lester Barlow. He's a track star and a wrestler for our school, but he was very nervous and timid to come in, but he's adapted really well. He's racking up sacks and tackles, and he's super aggressive on our line. Fortunately, he went down with a concussion 2 weeks ago, so he missed our last game against Monument Valley. He's probably going to be out against Rich unless he gets cleared today, but we're planning on probably not playing with him. And then Colin Kelch, he's also a linebacker, running back. He's a senior. He's really stepping up in game, finding his groove, and getting, figuring out what football IQ is. He had a pick 6 last week and a rushing touchdown, racked up a couple sacks. So he's really doing good for us. Offensively, my son's playing quarterback. He's the field general. He's really learning how to maintain just the flow of the game. So he's doing good there. And then we've got Nick Timpson, who's our starting halfback. He's racking up some good yards. He's showing some good leadership in practices. So, yeah.
One thing I noticed on film of you guys is you guys seem to have a lot of team speed. How do you guys try to use that to your advantage?
My offensive game planning, I try to exploit our speed. So that's what we do. We have a lot of spread, but we can also run up the middle. We're a run-first team, but, we can pass the ball. So just a lot of, in 8-man football, we can open it up. We got a lot more field. And so we do a lot of stuff around those ends like you see most teams do in 8-man. But yeah, I think one of the weaknesses with having a lot of speed is when we do get in game time and these guys go flying at somebody to tackle them, because they're still learning how to tackle. We've had a couple boys, go out with stingers, and, you heard about the concussion and some things like that. So that's one of the things that where speed's getting us into trouble there.
What are some unique challenges you've seen when game planning for Rich?
Well, I don't know any of the teams. This is my first year, right? So when I'm watching film on Rich, they look like a well put together team. I know their coach. I think this is Coach Larson's first year. So similar to me, we're trying to get a couple games in our belt. The hardest thing is, like watching film on the Gunnison game last week, is I'm trying to gauge how well both teams are, and it looked pretty evenly matched. It looked like Gunnison had a really strong, stick it to you run game up the middle with that number 40 kid. But Rich has a good running game too. You know, they racked up 300 yards or something like that, I think, in rushing. And so I was kind of shocked at how the game ended. I felt like maybe Rich went away from their game plan, which was working at the front of the game. So yeah, just planning to play a game that, you know, is going to be one in the trenches with these guys. It looks like their quarterback does a lot of running. It looks like he's got some size, so we're going to have to figure out how to shut him down because he does a lot of running. And then number 20 looks like he's probably their best athlete just on film. So we're keen in on those two guys specifically.
When we return, we'll hear from Rebel head coach Tyson Larson on the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Coaches Show. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger, except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
Well, I'm with Coach Larson. Unfortunately, the final score wasn't the way you wanted, but that was a heck of a game that your kids played in.
Yeah, they did awesome. I can't be more pleased with them. What we asked them is to leave it all out on the field and give it their all, and they definitely did. I don't think a single soul that was at that game can't say that those kids didn't try. It just didn't go our way, I guess.
What are some of the things that really stood out to you about that game, just because you did so many good things offensively? What are some of the things that stood out to you?
Like I said, I thought the effort. I think they tried pretty hard. That was a long four-quarter game where every play mattered, and I think that they honestly gave it their all, just about as good as they could, and just a couple of them caught us. Maybe got out-coached, or I don't know.
Looking ahead to next week, you guys play Water Canyon. You're going to have to get on a bus and take a long ride down to Water Canyon. For those of you who don't know, it's on the Arizona-Utah border. How do you prepare your kids to play a football game after riding on a bus?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. We did it a couple weeks ago at Monticello. They're definitely long trips, but that's fun. It gives us a chance to team bonding, I guess. But yeah, no, hope we get there early enough to not get stiff, and yeah, I think hopefully get them focused the last little bit of the drive. But it is a challenge to go that way, and hopefully we can keep them focused on the long drive. So.
Also looking ahead to Water Canyon, what are some challenges that Water Canyon present while looking at the film?
They have quite a bit of speed, and not just from film. I just know that from seeing some of their other athletics. I know that most of their kids that I've seen that pretty impressive track times back at the state track last spring, they're on their football team, and they got a lot of speed. So I think just containing their speed and playing aggressive will be the key for us.
What's one thing you want to see out of your kids to bounce back from a tough loss?
I'm hoping just to see just as much, if not more, energy and effort, right? I'm hoping that they use that as fuel to go ahead and help them see that they're a heck of a football team that just had some plays go awry, and hopefully they play like they're a heck of a football team.
We want to thank Bear Lake Memorial Hospital for sponsoring our Coaches Show today. We are about 13 minutes away from kickoff between the Rebels and the Wildcats. Coming up, we'll have the Epic Recreation Keys to the Game. You're listening to the Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
When you drive on the best tires that are rotated, balanced, and inflated properly, you can save money 2 ways. The best tires can reduce wear and tear on your vehicle. That saves you money in the long run. The best tires can also improve your overall miles per gallon. That helps you save every time to fill up at the pump. At Freeway Tire in Evanston, we offer the best tires with the best service for every vehicle. Make sure you're running on the best tires you can. Visit Freeway Tire today, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Whatever brings you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including clean, comfortable rooms, a business office, workout room, and a full-service restaurant, plus a complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of the Rich Rebel Football pregame show. It's time to take a look at the Epic Recreation keys to the game, and we're going to bring in the walking Rich Sports Encyclopedia, Rob Leifson. And we're going to talk about some of our keys to the game, and I'm going to start. And watching film of the Wildcats, they have a lot of team speed, and then even doing more research. They did pretty well at state track last year. So team speed is something the Rebels are going to have to look out for.
I think the inside scoop for tonight's game is the Rebels are going to put the ball in the air. Hunter Pace is almost 50%. He's passing 48% so far in the first 2 games. But they feel pretty confident in the running game. So I think one of the big keys of the game would be to see Hunter Pace complete over 50% of his passes.
And then another key to the game is to throw the first punch. Let's throw the first punch. We did a good job doing that last week, but you have to continue to keep your foot on the gas. And this is a different team that presents different challenges from Gunnison Valley. As you know, last week they were lining Hopkins up behind center, and he was just running up the middle every single play. These guys have more team speed than GV did, but it's going to be a little bit of different. They're going to open it up. They're going to spread it out, and our defense is going to have to be ready to maybe play some pass defense tonight.
Gunnison Valley's had 2 flip-flop games. They got blown out the first game of the season, but then blew out the team last week, so they can't put points on the board. So I agree. You need to take some of that wind out of their sails early in the game.
Yeah, the Wildcats come into tonight's matchup. They are 1-1. These have been the Epic Recreation keys to the game. Make your next vacation at Bear Lake Epic with rentals from Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net or find us on Facebook. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake Epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Amazing people work at the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier. From the receptionists to the doctors, the x-ray techs to the food service staff, from the phlebotomist to housekeeping and everyone in between. The care you receive can't be matched anywhere else. We really care about your health. We care about you. We work hard to have top quality equipment and facilities and provide a wide range of services so we can serve every patient. When selecting your healthcare providers, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. You'll feel the difference.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Supporting the Rich Rebels in everything they do. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation in Randolph provide services to Rich Rebel fans every day. Auto repair, tires, sand, and gravel. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation on Main Street in Randolph. Stop in today.
A healthy smile improves life in many ways. Fresher breath, increased confidence, and better overall health. Dr. Sean Grohl and his team at Comprehensive Family Dental have been supporting Rich Rebels for over 25 years. Call today and schedule your next appointment. Go Rebels!
This has been today's pregame show. This has been today's pregame show broadcast from the Les Schwab of Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're just about 5 minutes away from the national anthem and the Town of Woodruff opening kick. The Town of Woodruff sharing the Rebel pride and wishing you good luck. Mayor Scott Saby, council members Raymond Fransden, Kent Stewart, Millie Bradshaw, Seco Webb, and clerk Lisa Bell. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this commercial break.
So this is the Reserve at Bear Lake, most beautiful place in the world. Come here and find out how you can buy your own Airbnb property and help pay for itself, or just come here and enjoy a second home. Sports courts, pools, hot tubs, access to 200 miles of mountain trails. Brand new homes now starting at $600,000. Quarter shares starting at $250,000. Would like you to invite you to be part of that. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty at 435-946-8888.
Freeway Tire offers a nationwide service protection plan that covers service parts and labor on select systems, keeping your vehicle on the road. Plus, it includes coverage for towing, lockout service, flat tire changing, fuel, oil, and water delivery service, and jump starts. Knowing that your vehicle is covered at over 50,000 dealer locations nationwide provides that peace of mind wherever you are. Get the details. Visit Freeway Tire and ask about the service protection plan. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Taking care of yourself is important through all stages of life. Bear Lake Community Health Center offers a holistic approach to a healthy body and mind that includes education, prevention, and networking. We offer medical, dental, behavioral health, nutrition, and pharmacy services. We accept most insurance, including Medicaid, Medicare, and have a sliding scale discount plan. Choose Bear Lake Community Health Center, 435-946-3660.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We have about a minute 25 left before we go to the national anthem. And if you are watching on the YouTube live stream, you can see that the players are meeting at midfield right now, and they're going to determine who's going to get the ball first as they do the tradition called the coin toss.
Aaron, I don't know if you can pick a better place to give you Friday Night Lights than a background like that here in Hilldale. That is impressive canyon.
Whew. I don't know, Rob. I've called 3 football games in my broadcasting career, and so far I've been to 3 just beautiful backdrops and beautiful venues. This is so much fun. High school football with the mountain in the background. What more could you ask for on a Friday night?
Maybe take the temperature down a little bit. It has dipped down to a cool 97, so it is improving.
Yeah, and a little behind the scenes if you're watching at home. I'm not standing in front of the camera. I'm a radio guy for a reason. But yours truly decided that he was going to go with the traditional dress shirt, tie, and pullover, knowing darn well that Hunter Pace's dad told me yesterday it was supposed to be 100 degrees, and I totally forgot when I picked my wardrobe this morning.
Looks like Hilldale has won the toss. So Water Canyon has deferred, and Rich will start the game.
Well, the good news is if you're going to be attacking one side, you want to attack that way, the way that the Rebels will be attacking, just because when you get down towards the goal line, there's more grass on that side of the field.
Yeah, there are a few holes in the brand new turf out there.
Yeah, and this isn't a critique of the people that, take care of the field. It is hot down here. It is not easy to get grass to grow, so it's kind of – I'd personally like to see this be a turf field just because of where we are. We're going to go radio silent for the national anthem. Thank you. As we're back with you from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth, we are just moments away from our opening kickoff, and that kickoff is brought to you today by the town of Woodruff, always sharing the rich Rebel pride. Mayor Scott Saby, council members Raymond Fransden, Kent Stewart, Millie Bradshaw, Seco Webb, and clerk Lisa Bell. Another fun fact, Rob, that I found out from talking from the Water Canyon staff is that way towards where the flag is on that side of the field, you're actually heading right towards the Arizona border. As one of the roads over there, I couldn't quite pin down which one, was actually the Arizona border between Utah and Arizona, and I think that's super cool. As we get to that, we're going to put up our first quarter cam, as we'll fix the score bug real quick. The kick is underway. That's going to be fielded at about the 30-yard line. The back makes a move up the field. He's going to rumble out to about the 50, taken down at the 49 as we try to fix that scoreboard for you real quickly.
That was Raiden Lutz on the return, number 12.
Maybe not necessarily a name that we hear too often with the ball, but he did a heck of a job there, picking up 20 yards from where he caught it.
He does a lot of running in the JV game out of the backfield as one of the running backs, so he knows how to handle the ball.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rebels on their own 48-yard line. We're updating that scoreboard for you. Rebels come out, 2 backs in the backfield. They send Trey Walker in motion. They hand to Perry around the left side, and the ball comes out. As it looks like Perry's the first one on it. Rebels catch a break there.
Carter Hoffman under center to start the game, and not Hunter Pace. So it looks like we're going with a little bit of a running game.
Talking to Hunter Pace's dad last night at the volleyball game, Hunter banged his knee up a little bit. As the Rebels come out formation, they send Trey Walker in the motion. He's the deep back. They hand to him. A little miscommunication at the line of scrimmage, and Walker is going to be able to fight his way to about the 50-yard line. That's going to bring up a long 3rd down and about 6 for the Rebels. Couple quick run plays. Let's see what they draw up here on a 3rd and medium for the Rebels, as they have to get to the Wildcat 48 to pick up a 1st down. They come out in the I formation. Hoffman gets the snap. He's going to run the option around the right side. Pitches it to Walker. Walker has daylight to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. First punch thrown. Trey Walker, touchdown on the option. What a pitch and decision from Carter Hoffman. That's 6 early for the Rebels. 6-0 the Rebels lead with 10:40 to go in the first quarter.
You said you wanted to come out early and make a punch. There you go.
That's the way to do it. But a heck of a read there on the option from Hoffman. Is Hoffman could have probably cut that upfield and got the 1st down himself, but instead he makes the better play, and the Rebels get 6. Heck of a decision there from Carter Hoffman.
He runs the option really well, and with 8-man football, you got to make a choice, and that paid off right there for the Rebels.
Rebels are going to go for 2. Hoffman under center. Perry's the back in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hoffman fakes it. He's going to throw wide, and that's going to be Noah Perry as he scampers into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. 8-0 Rebels. As the Rebels go with the quick little screen pass, one-on-one, get your athletes in space against their corners, and let's see what can happen right there. Pays off for 2 points. And with 10:40 to go in the first quarter, which is brought to you by the Crawford Trough, the Rebels lead 6-0. You're listening to Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this break.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger. Except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
Well, Rob Leifson, as we welcome you back to the Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth in a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football, 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We wanted a quick start. We got it. 8-0 Rebels on the station on main scoreboard. As Desch's kick is going to bounce at about the 10-yard line and roll into the end zone for a touchback. On special teams, you'll take that almost every single time. Nice kick there from Desch.
If you want to limit their speed, that'll do it.
And now let's see what the Water Canyon Wildcats offense can muster up, as their quarterback is going to be the son of the head coach, which I always like to look at. It's going to be Horsley, Dylan Horsley, number 4. And I like to think about when a kid typically plays for their parent, they usually, nothing against anyone who doesn't have a parent, but they have a high sports IQ, whatever that sport is, just because they're around it so much.
That's the conversation around the dinner table. That's what you watch on Saturday. And I agree. There seems to be an added edge when you have a parent who's a coach.
You just can't get away from it no matter what. And you have the car ride home. And when my dad coached me, that's when we talked sports the most, is on that car ride. As Horsley comes out in the shotgun. One receiver to his right, one back to his right, two receivers to his left.
It's like we're having a little trouble getting the chains set up, and the referees are still huddled up trying to decide what the delay is.
Should be a pretty easy set because the ball went into the end.
I'm wondering if he's thinking that he may have touched it.
I personally didn't think so.
I didn't think so either.
But it's not like you can blow that down and then call a safety against Water Canyon. That would be,
well,
especially if the whistle blew. But, you know, I think the Rebels would take that, but I don't know if, especially if you blow the whistle down as the kid goes back into the end zone to pick it up.
Gonna make him kick it again?
I don't know if I've ever seen this before.
I haven't either. I'm not sure why they're requiring him to do that.
If I'm Coach Larson, I would not be happy. I would, even if it could have been a safety called, you're not going to get the points, but you could keep them on the 20. Well,
I didn't ever see a flag.
This is something I've never seen before, Rob. Schoolyard re-kick call after, the kid shanks the punt. But that's the great thing about sports is a lot of times you'll see something you've never seen before.
There's a big hole in the middle there. Wildcats are bumping up a little bit, but there's a big hole in the middle of that field.
Desh's approach. His kick is up in the air. It's a high floater. Fielded at the front. It's kicked, and it's going to be a huge collision as they fight for it. And it looks like the Rebels have it. Jaden Desh is celebrating as his number 12. It's going to be Raiden Lutz.
Once again.
That's the second time we've called his name on special teams. He recovers the kick. Maybe this is why we re-kick it, Rob.
That was a collision. 24 for the Wildcats. Aaron Barlow is shaking up on that one.
That was a huge collision, as I think it was Lutz that made contact with Barlow after he dropped it.
Here's your chance to let the Rebels make a bigger punch to start the game. If you can punch this one in right here.
That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Rebels from the Wildcat 27-yard line. Once again, this first quarter is brought to you by the Crawford Trough, the place to eat and drink. That kickoff was brought to you by the town of Woodruff. As it'll be Hoffman to line up under center. He's got 4 receivers. As they send Perry in motion, they're going to pitch it to him. He's going to get blocked from Walker. As Perry around the right side to the 20, to the 10. Max Perry sheds a tackle. He's going to score a touchdown himself. Quick touchdown there. One play after the turnover. 14-0 Rebels. As the Rebels offense is clicking. 4 plays, 2 touchdowns. The ratio does not get much better, Rob.
Absolutely. Once again, 8-man football. You make that corner, and I didn't see who made that block on the edge, but you can credit them for the touchdown.
So Trey Walker made a huge block on the edge to set the edge for Perry as our standout student of the week scores a touchdown. As the Rebels are going to go for 2 here to make it a 16-0 game. They're up 14 already. 10:26 to go in the first quarter. Rebels with a 14-0 lead. Hoffman under center, Perry in the backfield. Hoffman gets a snap. He's going to turn right, and Desh is open in the end zone. That was easy for the Rebels. Jaden Desh collects the 2-point conversion. 16-0 Rebels over the Wildcats. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. The station will be back after this commercial break.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger. Except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We are in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football as Desh's kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. That kickoff was brought to you by the town of Woodruff, always sharing the Rich Rebel pride. Mayor Scott Saby, council members Raymond Franzen, Kent Stewart, Millie Bradshaw, Seiko Webb, and clerk Lisa Bell want to wish the Rebels good luck. We're also in the Crawford Trough first quarter, as the Rebels will play defense for the first time today as they recovered the last kick. It's been a very, very eventful minute and 30 seconds into this ball game with 10:26 to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. Station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 16, the Wildcats nothing, as Horsley will line up in the shotgun. Back goes in motion. They hand it off to the back in the backfield. That's number 11. Nick Timpson, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. What a play there defensively by the Rebels defensive line. That's going to be a 6-yard loss, bring up 2nd and 16 for the Wildcats.
You've got Carson Muirbrook on the left side, Jack Bell in the middle, and Noah Perry on that right side, which is a challenge because he's got some good speed to get upfield, and that's what caused the problem in the backfield for the Wildcats on that play.
Wildcats are going to come out trips to the right as Horsley's in the backfield by himself. They have a tight end on the left side of the line as well. Horsley gets final instructions from the sideline. He's in the shotgun, gets the snap, turns, throws quickly, as it is going to be caught at about the 25-yard line, and the running back, the back is going backwards. That's Aaron Barlow, who's back in the game after getting shaken up on the play by Raiden Lutz, and Barlow's going to go backwards for another loss. It's going to bring up a long third down for the Wildcats. Rebels defense looked impressive so far.
Max Perry came untouched right through the middle of the field to put the pressure on the quarterback, and you get J.J. Chandler, 73, to take Jack Bell's spot in the center as the nose guard position.
Third down and 16 from the Wildcats 11-yard line. They got to get the ball all the way out to the 30 for a first down. So that's going to bring up third down and 19 as Horsley's in the backfield, trips to his right. Gets the snap, scans, he's going to throw, and that's going to be intercepted by Jaden Desch. No one in front of him. Jaden Desch is going to get a pick six. Big time play there from Jaden Desch on third down. That's going to be 22-0 Rebels on the station on main scoreboard, as they're probably going to line up and go for two.
I would call that a jump ball, and when Jaden Desch's experience in basketball, that's something you don't want to do because he's going to come away with that ball 9 times out of 10.
Jaden Desch gets his third interception of the year, returns that one all the way to the house. The Rebels, they will indeed go for two as they huddle up. 22-0 Rebels with 8:41 to go in the first quarter. I don't know if you could have asked for a better start if you're the Rebels.
I don't think so.
Hoffman in the shotgun, 3 receivers right, looks that way, fakes the throw, he's going to run it himself, reaches across the line, and he is in for the 2-point conversion, 24-0. The Rebels extend the lead. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We have 8:41 left to go in the Crawford Trough first quarter. We're actually going to keep it right here as this has been an insane start to the ball game for the Rebels. They are up 24-0, not even 4 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I don't know if you could have drawn up a better start. A punch in the mouth is what you wanted. I think you've got more than just a punch. They got a couple of knockout blows. Looks like you're going to get Easton Eborn as the kicker, 58, and not Jaden Desch.
He's probably a little tired after collecting an interception, returning it for a touchdown. Maybe save his leg for a different week. You're up 24-0 already. Let's see what other players can do, as that ball's going to bounce over the head and roll right by Barlow, and it's going to roll all the way into the end zone. Different kicker, same result, touchback. Wildcats will start from the 20-yard line, as it'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats from their own 20. We also want to mention that all first downs for the Rebels in this game are brought to you by LSR Refrigerated. We just haven't been able to mention them yet because every time the Rebels get out in space, they've scored a touchdown. But here comes the Wildcats offense. See what they can do. They need a score here. There's still 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, but you really want to respond with a touchdown of your own in this drive. As Horsley's in the backfield, surrounded by 2 backs. They hand to 11. That's Timpson. Timpson around the left side. Shakes a tackle. He's going to get out to the 40-yard line, to the 50, where Carter Hoffman does a great job chasing him down, or else that would have been a touchdown on the reverse to Timpson. Good play there from Hoffman. That'll be a first down for the Wildcats from their 49-yard line.
There's the speed, and Jaden Desch had a shot for him on the corner, and Coach Lex Cornea, the defensive coordinator, gave Jaden a little reminder on that play because that was easily could have been shut down on the line of scrimmage.
When you get up big in the first quarter, it's going to be hard to keep your focus, but the Rebels really need to concentrate because this offense can strike, and they can strike fast. Horsley in the pistol formation. They give to Timpson again. He makes a move around the left side, and he's going to be swallowed up. As that's Carter Hoffman again with the tackle. A little help from his teammate, number 60, as we try to find that. That's going to be Talon Pace. Talon Pace.
Better known as Tiny.
Yeah, he's not very tiny.
Not anymore, but he was early on when he got the nickname.
An ironic nickname for Tiny Talon Pace, who, as I say that, he's probably bigger than me. But I think most of these kids are taller than I am. I'm not a very tall guy. That's why I'm up here. Horsley is going to be in the pistol formation. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 15 for the Wildcats. They give to Oliveros on the reverse, and he's going to be swallowed up by about 5 Rebels. What a defensive play there as they kept contained, and they didn't allow Oliveros to the outside. It's going to bring up a long 3rd down again for the Wildcats.
Credit Max Perry on that one because he came through untouched in the backfield, but the play went behind him, but he didn't give up, and he ended up having a hand in that tackle at the end of the play.
Run goes for a loss of about 1. That'll bring up 3rd down. They bring 2 backs in the backfield. They have 2 tight ends on the line. They give on the reverse to number 20, and he's got space to the 1st down, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, as Trey Walker chases him down and saves a touchdown. That was Jonathan Timpson on the reverse. I want to point out what Horsley did there as he swung his arm in the air to try to fake the throw, and it froze the defense. Good effort there from Trey Walker to save a touchdown as that run goes all the way down to the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1 for the Wildcats.
There's your Wildcat speed once again.
7:06 to go in the Crawford Trout first quarter, the place to eat and drink. Station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 24, the Wildcats nothing. The Wildcats are knocking on the door. Late substitution onto the field for the Rebels is Levi Stonehouse. They get the snap, they hand, and it's fumbled. It's Oliveros who dropped the ball in the backfield. Disastrous play there for the Wildcats.
Noah Perry on the tackle.
As they are going to be pushed all the way back to about the 15-yard line. That's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 15. Instead of being on the 1, looking to punch it in, now you got 3 plays to get to gain 15 yards.
I'm not sure what the sticks are doing because, yeah, it's 2nd down and goal.
This is the time where they get a break. Horsley in the backfield, 2 backs, 1 each side. They're going to give to Barlow, and Barlow's going to be swallowed up in the backfield by Carter Hoffman. That's an incredible play. That's going to back them up even further to about the 22-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 22.
Next week we'll shift over 11-man, but we've hit this point quite a few times so far this year. In 8-man, you got to make those solo tackles, and Carter Hoffman shows you exactly how to do that. Hung on for the tackle for loss.
Carter Hoffman quietly having a great first quarter, both on offense and defense. As Horsley's back to pass, he throws over the middle, caught at about the 15-yard line, and they're going to swallow him up as it's Desch.
And Kason Johnson, number 15.
They make the play. That's going to bring up 4th down and goal from the 15-yard line.
I like the play call because that's open in the middle of the field, but credit the secondary for the Rebels to swallow that up in a hurry.
That was Nick Timpson who hauled in the reception. But I also like the play call from the defense playing deep. They cannot pick up a 1st down. You just got to keep them out of the end zone. As Horsley's going to line up in the shotgun, he has trips to his right. Horsley gets the snap, looks right. He's going to throw right away. It's a fade route to the corner of the end zone. He's got a man open. Touchdown, Wildcats. What a throw from Horsley as Jonathan Timpson was open in the corner of the end zone. That'll make the score on the Station on Main scoreboard 24-6. The Rebels still lead. But that was a pretty good drive from the Wildcats after giving up 24 straight points in 4 minutes to get on the board. Now let's see if the Rebels can hold on the 2-point conversion to keep the score 24-6.
Trey Walker with the pressure on the quarterback, but just got that pass off.
Horsley lines up in the shotgun. He has a back to each side. Gets the snap. He's going to hand it to Barlow. Barlow around the right side, and he's going to be stuffed. 2-point conversion, no good as Trey Walker makes the play. With 5:03 left to go in the Crawford Troth first quarter, the Rebels lead on the Station on Main scoreboard 24-6. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football online on MyLocalRadio.com and listening to it at 98.3 FM KADQ. We'll be back after this commercial break.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger. Except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. You are listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and watching online at mylocalradio.com. And Rob, you brought up a great point during the break that 2-point conversion is a huge stop for the Rebels.
Well, you've scored 3 times as the Rebels, and they've scored 1, but you're still up 3 scores, 18 points, because you've converted on 3 consecutive 2-point conversions, and they failed. So it may not seem like a big thing now, but I don't think this game's going to end 24-6, but it does give you an advantage.
No, Rob, we bought tickets to a football game and a track meet's broken out. But the Rebels will receive the ball in the town of Woodruff kick, always sharing the rich Rebel pride. Mayor Scott Saby, council members Raymond Franzen, Kent Stewart, Millie Bradshaw, Seiko Webb, and clerk Lisa Bell.
Got Drake Weston and Trey Walker back to return the kick, and it looks like he's got his body turned, so I'm not sure who else is slipping back there. It might be Noah Perry.
As the Wildcats line up to kick, arm in the air, here comes the approach. Kick is off, and it is going to be fielded.
Drake Weston.
At the 20-yard line as Weston makes a move out to about the 40-yard line. Good run there from Weston just to finish as he made a man miss at the 30. Good run from someone that we don't necessarily get to call their name often as Weston gets a kick return. That's happened a couple times on the kickoff as Raiden Lutz returned the other one.
Yeah, and Drake Weston's the other running back on the JV squad. So once again, that experience pays off.
You do like to see some of the JV kids getting varsity reps, even though they might not be meant to be. They might be meant to be blocking in that situation, but you never know when the ball's going to come to you as Carter Hoffman comes out in the shotgun. Trey Walker to his left. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hoffman gets the snap, and the play is going to be blown dead. As preliminary indication says it's going to be a false start against the Rebels. First down and 15.
False start on the offense.
From the 35-yard line of the Rebels.
First penalty of the game, unless there was a penalty on that kickoff that got called back, but that's going to be one of the mysteries of the night.
That's a huge call in this game, just because that directly led to the Rebels' second touchdown. Who knows where we are without that as Hoffman gets a snap. He looks right, releases, throws. He's going to have Walker open. They can't find it as it goes incomplete. It'll be second down and 15 from the Rebels' 35-yard line. If you heard the noise in the background, that was the trumpet player doing the Charlie Brown on the incomplete pass.
The only trumpet player in the band. We mentioned it in the pregame show that we expected the Rebels to come out and work on the passing game, but that's the first attempt of the ball game.
I mean, they've run 4 running plays, though, for 2 touchdowns, so it's hard to complain about the passing game when you're scampering into the end zone as Hoffman looks right. He's going to spin, and he's going to be swallowed up in the backfield. That's number 72, Fred Jessup, with the sack. That's going to bring up a long third down for the Rebels.
Credit Ryan Bartle, number 12, with a little help on that sack as well.
It'll bring up third down from the Rebels.
Timeout on the field.
Yeah, timeout for the Rebels.
24-yard line. That's not a bad timeout. You want to regroup with your kids, as Coach Larson calls a timeout here. That turnover, the Jaden Desch interception, was brought to you by the town of Garden City, where families play at beautiful Bear Lake. Visit gardencity.ut.us. You're listening to the Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 KADQ and mylocalradio.com. We are in beautiful Hilldale, Utah, as the lights are starting to come on, and we're starting to see the backdrop of what's sure to be a very, very pretty scene for a football game.
I don't know if you can see it, but you got some covered wagons and some tents or teepees in that back corner.
This is just such a beautiful venue. They did a very good job building this stadium, as, of course, this is only the third game in Water Canyon football history. As the Rebels line back up, they lead 24-6 on the station on main scoreboard with 4:33 to go in the Crawford Troth first quarter. Hoffman under center. Perry is the back in the backfield. They send Walker in motion. They're going to option as Hoffman keeps it up the middle. He's going to get some of those yards back out to about the 33-yard line. That's going to bring up a long fourth down. And I think with a 24-6 lead in the first quarter, I think you have to punt it.
I would agree. You got to punt this one away.
Your defense has been really good, even though they gave up a few touchdowns. Excuse me, even they gave up a few long plays on that last touchdown drive.
The Wildcats don't have anybody back for the punt.
Desch gets the snap. Ooh.
That is going to be a problem.
Desch absolutely hammers one as it's fielded at the 10-yard line. The back makes a couple men miss. He's got some space. Mulebrook gives chase out about the 20 to the 30 as Walker can't bring him down. The run continues. He makes a move back, and Trey Walker's not going to miss for a second time. Excuse me, that's Jaden Desch who finishes the tackle. That punt was released from our 20-yard line and fielded on the Wildcat 10. I think we're going to have to check the Utah State record books, Rob, because that's got to be close to a record, as that was an absolute bomb.
The challenge on that one, because the Wildcats didn't have anybody back to receive the punt, but he made it through that first wave of 3 players, and with 8-man football, my math's not really good, and I'm going to keep my shoes on for this one, but you only had 5 other players upfield.
Although it was a heck of a play from the kid that did get back to return the ball. He fielded at the 10.
That was a gutsy move. Usually you just let that one go.
It's going to be Horsley in the pistol. Back goes in motion. That's so they give it to Timpson. Timpson around the left side. He's met by Jaden Desch, who wraps him up and takes him down. The ball comes out after Timpson went down. That'll bring up a second down and about 7 for the Water Canyon Wildcats with 3:26 to go in the first quarter.
I think defensive coordinator Lex Corney would be a lot more happier with Jaden's tackle on that one than he was on the play earlier in the game, because that was a perfect textbook tackle.
Wildcats come out in the shotgun. Two backs in the backfield, one to each side of Horsley. As they get the snap, they're going to hand it to Barlow on the reverse. He's got some space out across the 35 to the 40. Stiff arms a man. He's going to go out of bounds at the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Wildcats from their own 46.
If you're checking your player roster, you may be confused because that's number 4, Jarrett Mason, who's a senior who moved here from American Leadership Academy out of Spanish Fork, who is just eligible this week for his first football game for the Rebels.
Also, if you're confused looking at the Water Canyon side, there are 6 players with the last name Barlow, a couple Jessups, but this is small town football. We're going to play with a lot of family members as they hand to Timpson. Timpson is going to be stuffed up the middle.
Carter Hoffman with the initial contact.
That is going to bring up 2nd down and 10 as that play is stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2:43 to go in the Crawford Troth first quarter. I'm Marin Poling along with Rob Leifson. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. As the Wildcats come out, trips to the left. only the quarterback in the backfield. The Rebels have got pressure in these situations when they have no extra blockers to help out. See what they come up with here. Quick throw. They're going to find Oliveros, and Oliveros is going to be wrapped up nicely by Jaden Desch. I think the head coach and the defensive coordinator are going to be very happy with that tackle. Jaden Desch made a play right there to bring up a 3rd down and about 6.
Looked like Max Perry held back a little bit that time, didn't go in for the quarterback for the pressure because the Rebels kind of had a tip-off that was going to be a pass play.
Wildcats come out with trips to the right this time. Horsley alone in the backfield. They have they have one tight end on the left side of the line. Horsley looks right. It's 3rd down and 6, gets the snap. He's going to be pressured right away by Perry. Perry brings him down. Max Perry makes the play. That is our standout student of the week, brought to you by Ellingford Brothers. Makes a huge sack on 3rd down. That's going to push the Wildcats all the way back to the 38-yard line.
I'm going to start watching for your magic to see if your player or your standout student is also the standout player of the game that week. We'll see if you have some magic getting those two combined together.
I was going to say Max Perry with a touchdown and a big sack on 3rd down early to maybe he's the front runner for our player of the game. As there's 55 seconds to go in the Crawford-Troth first quarter, they get the snap, the punt's away, as it's going to bounce at the 40-yard line and roll out of bounds at about the 35. That's a nice punt, flipping the field from the Wildcats 40 to the Rebels 35. It's a very good punt for a high school punter. And with 45 seconds to go in the Crawford-Troth first quarter, the Station on Main scoreboard reads 24-6. As we update, as we get our quarter up there. Sorry about that. A little technical difficulties as we get our scoreboard fixed. 45 seconds to go in the Crawford-Troth first quarter. 24-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard for the Rebels. Chance to extend the lead here as the Rebels come out in the I formation with the tight end on the right side. They fake to Perry. It's going to be an option. They pitch it to Walker. Walker is going to get to the edge and tackled there. Heck of a play there from, it looks like number 24. That is Barlow. Aaron Barlow makes a nice play, or else Trey Walker had some space, and that probably was 6 again for Walker. But heck of a play there from Barlow.
Once again, solo tackle and 8-man, critical.
He's got a pretty good first name, too, not going to lie. We'll bring up 2nd down and about 8 for the Rebels. With 13 seconds to go in the quarter, they're going to hustle up to the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they do run a play. There's 7 seconds to go. Hoffman looks to the sideline. As we got 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. He's going to get under center, and the horn is going to go, and that'll do it for us here in the Crawford-Troth first quarter. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. At the end of the Crawford-Troth first quarter, the Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 24, the Wildcats of Water Canyon 6. We'll be back with the second quarter after this break.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. You are listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Some quick stats from that first quarter. The Rebels end up with 79 yards of total offense. The Wildcats 88. And we were looking for a passing game from the Rebels. They're 0 for 1. It's been the running game. Walker's got 3 carries for 54 yards.
We are about to begin The T7 Propane in Woodruff second quarter. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. Once again, that's T7 Propane. Carter Hoffman in the shotgun, drops back to pass. Looks, he's going to run, makes a spin move at the line of scrimmage, gets away, and does a really, really nice job of turning what could have been a sack into a positive gain for the Rebels. 11:50 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. It's going to bring up a third down and about 4 for the Rebels. For as much as I've wanted to get the passing game going, they just haven't quite had time for Hoffman to find receivers. On that play, he had a hand on him immediately as Hoffman comes out under center. Perry is the back in the backfield. Walker offset to the left. They're going to hand to Max Perry. Max Perry cuts, tries to go to the outside, and he's going to continue to fight. He reaches out, and that's going to be just short of the marker to gain for the first down.
Number 5, Kaiden Johnson on the tackle for the Wildcats.
That's going to bring up a 4th down and 1. Let's see what the Rebels decide to do here. It is on their own 29-yard line. Excuse me, it's 4th down and 2. They need to get to their own 36. The ball is placed on the 34. They come out in the I formation. One receiver left, Hoffman under center. Gets it, he's going to run it right up the middle, and he's going to get enough for the LSR refrigerated first down. That is actually the first down in the game for the Rebels.
Little push from Max Perry in the backfield to get Carter across that first down marker.
Fortunately, it doesn't count for a first down in your statistics if you run it all the way to the end zone, Rob.
That's
so
right.
That is
that's why we're limited on the first downs.
Because if you are looking at the stats of this game, it does say that Water Canyon has more first downs than the Rebels. And that's only because the Rebels have taken 2 really long touchdown runs and a pick 6 back. 24-6, they lead on the station on main scoreboard. Hoffman in the shotgun looks to pass. Bubble route to Walker, and that is just out in front of him.
Once again, though, Carter Hoffman doesn't have a lot of time to get that ball away because he's getting pressure from up the middle.
That'll stop the clock with 10:22 to go in the second quarter. Bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Rebels at their own 38-yard line. They need to get to their own 48 to pick up a first down. As they've had a couple plays where the passing game is open, the receivers are open, they just haven't been able to just get enough time to muster up the throw to get it there as they come out in the I formation. They run the option as Hoffman pitches to Walker. Walker to the 50, to the 40, to the 30. There's not a defender within 10 yards of him. Trey Walker all the way to the end zone, running to Arizona. Scores a touchdown, 30-6. Rebels extend the lead.
Once again, the option play is a difficult one to defend. With 8-man, you've got one guy out there, and he's got to commit to somebody, and he went for Hoffman, and Hoffman made a beautiful pitch once again, and Walker's gone.
That is 30 points about 14 minutes into the game for the Rebels. They're going to line up and go for 2, it appears. They're actually going to kick the PAT as the block comes out.
And it's Jaden Desch with the attempt, not Trey Walker.
So they line up, snap, good, hold, good, kick on the way.
Dead center.
Through the uprights, on its way to Arizona. 31-6 lead for the Rebels. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football online and on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth. You are listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. As that kick is going to bounce out of bounds for a penalty call against the Rebels. The ball will start at the 35-yard line for the Wildcats. We have 10-11 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. The Rebels on the lead on the Station on Main scoreboard, 31-6. And it's been an impressive 14 minutes for the Rebels to start this game, as the offenses look great and the defense is showing signs of excellence as well.
Feels like we were in a track meet, because that was a long first quarter.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 35-yard line, as they decide to set the ball up on the far hash. It's Horsley. He lines up in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to his left. He's got a back in the backfield. That's number 11, Nick Timpson. Horsley lifts his leg, back goes in motion. They fake the handoff, they give to Oliveros. What a job there from the Rebels defense to stop the reverse.
Number 2, Isaac.
As that is.
On the carry, pick up of a yard, second down.
Can't tell what number that is.
I think that was Levi Stonehouse that made that stop.
It's a heck of
Carson Muirbrook in on the tackle as well.
Heck of a play there from Stonehouse and Muirbrook. As it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. As the Wildcats come out with 2 tight ends. This is a traditional looking offensive line with 5 in the front, 3 in the backfield. They hand. This time it's number 20, Jonathan Timpson. He's going to be swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. 20-on-20 crime there as Max Perry makes a wonderful play.
Number 20, Johnny Timpson.
As it looked like Timpson had a lot of room to run, but Perry, just being the athlete that he is, makes a play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Looks like Timpson actually ran in a little bit of the back of his blockers with a little bit more speed than his lineman.
It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats. They need to get the ball to their own 45-yard line to pick up a 1st down.
That sun is just about gone.
As Horsley in the shot, actually in the pistol, back goes in motion. Horsley to throw. He's going to run it up the middle, and he's going to run into about 3 Rebels. Leading the charge there is Martin Clarkson as he picks up the tackle. It's actually going to be a sack as Clarkson got to him before the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 4th down and 11. Horsley comes off the field. Looks like the Wildcats are going to punt. They trail 31-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard with 8:24 to go left in the T7 Propane second quarter. It's Colin Kelch back to punt for the Wildcats. Gets it away. This one's not as good as his last. That's going to bounce at the Wildcat 45 and nearly bounce off a Rebel player. If you're the Rebels in that situation, you got to get away from that ball.
Yeah, that ball's poisoned on something like that.
Rich Rebels will take over.
10-yard punt, no returns for a 10-yard net.
Braden Gifford is 54 on that tackle on the play earlier. A little bit of roster. We got new jerseys out there, and you're also seeing a new covering for the Rebels on the sideline, which they don't really need now because the sun's gone down, but a little shout out to the Rich Booster Club to try to give them a little bit of protection from that heat earlier in the game.
Still cool, though. That's all that matters, right?
Yep.
The Deion Sanders quote, look good, play good, pay good, pay good, live good.
I'll take it.
As the Rebels are going to have to hurry as they get the snap off right away. They hand to Perry in the backfield. Rebels took too much time in the huddle there as they had to rush to the line of scrimmage, and that play was kind of a mess to begin with. Good job there from the Rebels. Just get back to the line of scrimmage.
Might have been wise to take the timeout there. I know you only get 3 and you don't want to use them for a lot of unnecessary things, but it might have been a better option in that case.
Actually, they lose 1 yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 11. Hoffman comes out under center. Sends Perry in motion. They're going to hand to Perry on a counter. Perry goes up the middle and is continuing to fight. And not sure, but
it looked like they tried to strip him of the ball.
Perry was able to hold on. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Kaiden Johnson, number 5, once again causing some havoc on the defensive side for the Wildcats.
The way that play ended, it looked like the corner for the Wildcats was the ball carrier when the tackle went down. I think that was just Max Perry driving and finishing through the contact. That's going to bring up 3rd and 8 from the Wildcat 48-yard line. Rebels need to get to the Wildcat 45. Excuse me, the Wildcat 35 for a first down. Hoffman comes out in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Max Perry, the back in the backfield, gets the snap, turns, throws quickly to Stonehouse, and he's going to be short of the first down. That's complete at the 34-yard line. Excuse me, that is going to be complete at the 46-yard line, as it'll bring up 4th down and about 2 for the Rebels.
I would see the Rebels go for it on this one.
Looks like they will, as Carter Hoffman stays on the field.
There's your first completed pass from the Rebels, if my stats are correct.
That was a nice catch there from Stonehouse to haul that in as he was getting hit, but that's still a nice play there from the corner on the far side. That's 24. That's Aaron Barlow. He's had a pretty solid game so far. We've said his name quite a bit as Hoffman comes out in the shotgun. And the whistle is going to blow. We're going to get a timeout called by the Wildcats. And with that, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We're going to go to the Gare Bear Fan Cam, brought to you by Gary McKee and Bear Lake Realty. Tonight's Fan Cam is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, your home and real estate investment experts. Whether you're looking for beachfront property, a mountain retreat, year-round living, or investment properties, call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty. That is the Gare Bear Fan Cam. As you see, some of the Rebel supporters that made the long journey down to support our athletics, we really appreciate them coming to be here in person, just because it means a lot to the kids when you make this long of a journey just to come watch them play football. I don't know about you, Rob, but it was a 5.5 hour drive for me from Evanston at the radio station.
Well, we got to mention that 5-set win for the Lady Rebels last night from Bear Lake. So you had a late night as well, but I cut mine in half a little bit, hung out in Provo last night.
That was an epic comeback for the Lady Rebels. Speaking of the Lady Rebels, we want to wish Casey Wilson, number 9, in the black for the Lady Rebels, a happy birthday. She turned 17 today. As Hoffman gets the snap, drops back to throw. He's going to throw deep. He has Dash, and it just off the fingertips of Jaden Dash, or else that is 6 on a 4th down for the Rebels. That'll be turnover on downs. We actually, looks like we have a penalty.
But it's against the Rebels, and it's declined. That's a gutsy move on 4th down to call a pass play.
I do believe they called pass interference against Dash. That'll be turnover on downs. Wildcats will get the ball at their own at their own 37-yard line, 1st and 10. I don't mind the call so much going for the jugular almost on that situation. You have a 4th down and 2. You had the right play call. Dash was open. It was just off his fingertips. If Dash is able to haul that in, that's another touchdown for the Rebels, and they're off and running with a huge lead as Horsley comes out in the shotgun. Hands it off, and Max Perry nearly gets there in the backfield, but that's going to slow the play down, blow it up, as Carter Hoffman's going to be there to finish it for the Rebels, as Max Perry came out of there like he was shot out of a cannon.
That is definition of flying to the football right there for Max Perry.
The only reason Max Perry didn't make that play is because Max Perry was too fast to the football.
Yep.
As he was there quick enough to blow the play up and allow the rest of his teammates to come through and make the tackle, as Carter Hoffman picks up another tackle on defense. We'll bring up 2nd down in about 15 for the Wildcats. Horsley, the quarterback in the shotgun, two backs in the backfield with him. Gets the snap. He's going to hand it to Barlow, who is going to be swallowed up by Trey Walker, as Walker makes a tackle at about the 21-yard line. That's going to back the Wildcats way up. They're going to give the Wildcats a 23 on forward progress. That's a nice play there from Trey Walker.
I wonder if Gary McKee's going to give us an extra bonus for leaving his fan cam up there a little bit longer.
That wouldn't be a fan cam, Rob. That'd be a game cam. That'd be the Gare Bear game cam.
We could do that.
As it'll be a long 3rd down for the Wildcats. They have to get all the way up to their own 48-yard line. The ball is on the 23 as Horsley comes out in the shotgun. Receives the snap. He's going to throw quickly as they have a receiver open. He's going to be swallowed up by Hoffman and Walker. That'll bring up 4th down as that ball was caught at the 25-yard line. Bring up 4th down and still about 22 for the Wildcats.
4th down for Water Canyon.
You had 3 receivers out here with only 2 defenders, so I was a little worried about that one. But once again, the Rebel defense holds tough.
Again, Max Perry got into the backfield before that pass was thrown. Or else maybe that 3-on-2 on the outside could have been a little bit bigger of a advantage for the Water Canyon Wildcats, but they were unable to hold the ball long enough for really any of their receivers to get their routes off. As the Wildcats have the punting formation out, it's Kelsch again to punt. He stands on his own 10. That bobbles the snap, and he's just going to fall on it. Rebels will pick the ball. Rebels will get the ball at the Wildcat 15. 3:20 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter.
And a little frustration, just pulled the flag.
As the ball is now sitting on the 35-yard line. I don't think the ref said it there, so I'm going to go ahead and guess that's what the laundry has to do with.
Well, he was a little frustrated he couldn't pick that punt up, and it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct and probably half the distance to the goal.
So even shorter field for the Rebels as they're going to get the ball as the referee marks it off. At the 9-yard line, it'll be 1st and goal for the Rebels, as they're going to have to run quite a bit from their huddle to the ball as they are huddled up at the 35-yard line. I don't think they realized how far that play went ahead.
Well, since you can't see them in the camera, that probably tells you where they're at on the field.
And they're going to sprint up to the ball. Yeah, it's more of a mild jog, but they get to the ball. They come out in the shotgun. Hoffman has Noah Perry in the backfield with him. Gets the snap. He's going to roll right. Makes a move around a defender to the 5. He's going to throw. Has Stonehouse open. Cannot complete the pass. As Levi Stonehouse was open, Hoffman got rid of that ball as he was being tackled. That'll bring up 2nd down and goal for the Rebels.
I'm not sure if that – it looked like it was a design pass play, but he didn't drop into a normal pocket, but kind of did that a little rollout, and that makes it a little bit difficult to throw that on the run and not let your momentum carry that ball a little bit outside.
Jaden Dush checks back into the game for the Rebels. As we are broadcasting to you live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth, which the physical location is on top of the press box. We are broadcasting outside on a beautiful night for football as we're going to get a timeout called.
Coach Larson wants to talk this one over.
With that, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football online, or on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. The station on main scoreboard reads 31-6 with 3:14 to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football. It is 2nd down and goal for the Rebels from the 9-yard line. The station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 31, the Wildcats 6. We're in the T7 Propane second quarter. Hoffman lines up under center, 2 receivers to his right. He rolls out, looking, has a man open. It's Stonehouse. That's a touchdown for the Rebels. Levi Stonehouse gets the touchdown reception as Carter Hoffman looks like he took a hit as he threw that ball. 37-6, the Rebels lead after the touchdown.
We've been looking for the passing game since the kickoff, and there's one.
As the block comes out, when we refer to the block on a kick, we're talking about the kicking block, not an actual physical block from like a lineman. As the Rebels are going to kick the extra point attempt up 37-6 with 3:09 left to go in the T7 Propane second quarter.
Jaden Desch to make the attempt out of the hold of Trey Walker, and I believe Talon Pace is the snapper.
Ball snap Walker can't corral it. He's going to have to make a play. Tries to get to the outside. He's at the 10, to the 5. Dives for the corner of the pylon. Can't quite get there. Good effort from Trey Walker off of a botched snap. That extra point attempt, no good. So with 3:09 left to go in the T7 Propane second quarter, the Rebels lead 37-6 as they work on the kicking game a little bit. That's the one nice thing about being up big early in the game is you have a chance to work on some of the things that you might not be great at. And a couple times this year, they've botched the extra point attempt on a fumbled snap.
Well, I think there's been a couple different kickers that have attempted those as well. Trey Walker's been the guy that's kicked him the majority of the time so far this season, but the one from Jaden Desch last time was perfect right through the uprights.
It's never a bad thing when you have multiple kids that can knock an extra point through. Just because in high school football, that can oftentimes be the difference. If you have a kid that can be automatic with the extra point attempt and guarantee you 7 points every time you score a touchdown, it makes your life as a head coach that much easier. (37-6), Rebels lead the Wildcats as the kick is brought to you by the town of Woodruff. It's underway. Fielded at the 25-yard line as the back makes a move. He shakes off a tackle to the 50, to the 40, still on his feet, and shakes another tackle as he's finally hauled down at the 30-yard line.
Number 34.
That is Colin. That is 34, Colin Kelsch, as he shook off 3 or 4 tackles on that run just to get to the opposite 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats from the Rebel 30.
Well, I will give a shout-out to a mystery number 25, Samuel Leifson, for tracking that one down finally and pushing him out of bounds.
Huh. Wonder who he's related to.
I don't know.
1st and 10. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll check his family history chart and see if I can figure that one out during halftime.
The 1st and 10 Wildcats from the 30-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. They're in the pistol formation. The back in the backfield's Kelsch. They're going to hand to him, but we're going to get a false start penalty before the snap.
Yeah, a little bit of extra motion there.
It'll back the Wildcats up to the 35-yard line. 1st and 15 Wildcats. 2:56 to go in the in the second quarter. 37-6 Rebels over the Water Canyon Wildcats as the Rebels have gone on the road and played, I'd say, nearly a perfect first half of football. I don't know if you can ask for much more from the Rebels as the Wildcats come out, trips to the right. Horsley in the backfield. Sends a receiver in motion. Circles back. He's going to get the reverse. He's going to have to cut back upfield. Makes a move back to the 25-yard line, to the 20, to the 30, all the way out to the 20-yard line as he's going to be hauled down right before he gets to the 20. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 1 for the Wildcats. That was a heck of an effort there from number 2, Isaac Oliveros, as he was nearly tackled for a loss again in the backfield.
Once again, you break a tackle in 8-man and you've got new life. Trey Walker, number 3, on the tackle.
We'll bring up 2nd down and a long 2 for the Wildcats. Horsley in the shotgun. Has Kelch as the running back behind him in the pistol. 2 receivers to the right. Oliveros goes in motion. They hand to Kelch. Kelch is going to use his quarterback as a screen, but not going to go anywhere as he is tackled by number 65. That's Jack Bell. As Jack Bell had to maneuver around the quarterback there as they tried a little bit of a screen play when the play was blown up to the original side. The back cut back, but Bell was able to tackle him for a loss all the way back at the 30-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10. We're going to get a timeout called by the Wildcats. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 KDQ and online at mylocalradio.com. And Rob, you have some information on one of the players.
Number 65, Jack Bell, that made that last tackle. You know something about him, and that is he is dedicated in the weight room during the season and off the season. And you need to talk to him because he's a Wisconsin connection for you.
Another Midwestern boy. As Horsley gets the snap, looks right, he's going to throw, and that is nearly intercepted by Max Perry as we await the official signal, as it's going to be a completion at the
Daniel Bartle, number 23, with the reception.
Catches it at the 26-yard line. That's going to be fourth down for the Wildcats, 1:30 to go. The clock is running. Wildcats need to have a little more urgency, I think, because if they pick up this first down, they're still only going to have about a minute 15 to go after this snap. And we saw last week how big not being able to punch in a score before halftime can be. 1:15 left to go in the T7 Propane second quarter, and they haven't snapped the ball yet. Horsley gets final instructions from the sideline. Back goes in motion. Horsley's going to throw. Going for the end zone. Finds Jaden Desch instead. Jaden Desch is going to be wrapped up for his safety as Desch gets another interception. That's his second of the night. Heck of a play there from Desch. That is turnover is brought to you by the town of Garden City. 1st and 10, Rebels ball on their own 20-yard line after the touchback. Jaden Desch makes a play as the Wildcats went for the end zone. 56 seconds left to go in the T7 Propane second quarter.
That's a good comparison to last week because the Rebels had a chance right before halftime to punch it in, and they got the kickoff to start the second half. The Wildcats do get the kickoff to start the second half, but with 56 seconds, the way the Rebels have been scoring today, I wouldn't be surprised if they can't put another 6 on before halftime.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, and head coach Tyson Larson wants to talk to his players about this real quick. That is their third and final timeout. With that, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 KDQ, The Wildlife, and mylocalradio.com. Station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels lead 37-6 over the Water Canyon Wildcats. We, of course, made the trek down here to Hilldale, which is on the Arizona-Utah border, and it's a beautiful stadium that is brand new. This is the third game for the Wildcats in their history. They are 1-1 this year, as are the Rich Rebels.
I don't know if we can spin the camera around, but this is a beautiful sports complex. They have a baseball field and a softball field behind the football stadium, and you won't find much better in a 1A school than this setup that they've got here at Water Canyon.
We've got I don't know if they're technically called mountains, but in the backdrop, we have a beautiful backdrop, as you're about to see me on camera.
I did the best to try to run past you quickly, Aaron.
That's not what the folks want to see. But they do want to see, this is a beautiful complex, which would be an awesome place to take in a baseball game as well. They have lights for the baseball stadium, so they can play night games as well. But the Rebels offense comes out in the shotgun. They split the receivers out. As it looks like it's Hunter Pace gets the snap. He's going to throw, had a man open, incomplete. That is Hunter Pace's first action of the game. He got banged up in practice yesterday, and they were keeping him out for precautionary reasons. But with the 2-minute offense out there, I think they want to get some reps in for a Pace.
Well, it's not a guaranteed pattern, but usually when they want to run the ball, especially with the option, Carter or Hoffman seems to come into the game. But Pace does seem to have a little bit better connection with the passing game. So we'll see if he can work on that a little bit in this last 50 seconds.
Pace again in the shotgun. As Stonehouse splits out to his right. He's got a receiver on each side, 2 backs in the backfield. Pace looks right. He's going to throw deep. Has Perry. It just cannot connect as Noah Perry was open. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 with 46 seconds to go in the first half. And this is a tough proposition for a player not to play the entire game than to walk onto the field and try to find a connection with with a receiver late in the first half.
3rd down, they're going to bring in Carter Hoffman as the quarterback, see if they can. Don't be surprised if you don't see an option play on the outside.
Maybe get the clock rolling here on 3rd down if they can't pick up the first. As they line up in the I formation. They hand it to, looks like Perry right up the gut. Max Perry's going to gain about 5 yards on the run. And the Water Canyon Wildcats are going to call timeout with about 40 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, that shows you what I know. No option play, right up the gut.
I do like that call from the Rebels sideline, though. Force them to use their last timeout. As you'd have to expect, 99.9% of coaches in high school football are going to punt this ball away. Up 37-6, 40 seconds to go in the first half. And I expect Coach Larson to do the same thing.
We'll see if we can pan out and let you see a little bit of Water Canyon High School.
As we kind of zoom around, once again, this is a very, very beautiful place.
I haven't checked the temperature, but it does feel tons better with that sun behind the clouds.
It is definitely a beautiful night for football. There's nothing better than football under the lights on a Friday night, in my opinion. In the fall, it doesn't get much better than this, Rob.
Jaden Desch back to make the punt.
Player back to return for the Wildcats, number 34, Colin Kelsch, who had the last return. And that punt is shanked by Desch, and that is going to bounce off of Carter Hoffman at the 40-yard line. Recovered there, downed by Noah Perry as he slides on the ball. As the Wildcats get a little bit of a break, because if Hoffman's not standing there, that ball bounces probably off of the Wildcats. But the Wildcats will get the ball 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line with 39 seconds to go in the T7 Propane second quarter. Station on Main scoreboard reads 37-6. The Rebels with the lead.
The unsung hero on the punt play is the snapper, Talon Pace, number 60.
That is definitely a great snap there from Pace, as that is a bad time to put one over your punter's head into the end zone where anything can happen. But it'll be wild.
Yeah, they're going to fix the clock. I'm not sure if they're going up or down, but the referees are trying to get they're going back up to 45 seconds.
As I said, no time.
Nope, they want 35. Hard to see that many fingers this far away from the press box. There we go.
Got to give it to the hometown scoreboard, though.
There you go.
It's worth a shot.
Well, we already mentioned it. The Wildcats are going to get the kickoff to start the second half, so you want to hold tough on the defense right here, not give up points in the momentum of going into the halftime.
Just have to stay disciplined right now for the Rebels. Discipline is a big key with the big lead. 35 seconds to go in the second quarter. As the snap is low, good scoop by Horsley. They hand in the backfield, as it looks like that's number 11, Nick Timpson. He's tackled in the backfield for a loss. 27 seconds to go for the Wildcats. They don't look like they're in much of a hurry to get the next snap off.
Surprise, surprise, Max Perry holding on to the ankles to make that tackle.
15 seconds to go in the half, and the Wildcats are now breaking the huddle. I would almost expect a Hail Mary right here if you're the Rebels. You got to put all of your defensive backs towards the end zone. 3 seconds to go. They get the snap away. Time runs out. Horsley is going to throw over the middle. That's going to be knocked down by Jaden Desch to end the half. What a fitting play to end the half, as Jaden Desch has 2 picks already in the first half and another knockdown. As that'll do it for us here in the first half. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on mylocalradio.com. That was the end of the T7 Propane second quarter. And the Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rich Rebels 37, the Wildcats 6. We'll be right back with the halftime show after this.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Whatever brings you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including clean, comfortable rooms, a business office, workout room, and a full-service restaurant, plus a complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Taking care of yourself is important through all stages of life. Bear Lake Community Health Center offers a holistic approach to a healthy body and mind that includes education, prevention, and networking. We offer medical, dental, behavioral health, nutrition, and pharmacy services. We accept most insurance, including Medicaid, Medicare, and have a sliding scale discount plan. Choose Bear Lake Community Health Center, 435-946-3660.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth, where it is time for the Lutz Construction halftime show. Lutz Construction, premier commercial and residential excavation and landscaping. We dig Bear Lake. Find us at diglutzconstruction.com.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a super.
Oh, sorry, we had a little bump in the, little glitch in the computer as we fix that. The Station on Main scoreboard says going into halftime, the Rebels lead 37-6. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Lutz Construction is a premier excavation and landscaping company with over 25 years of experience. Lutz Construction delivers quality results on commercial and residential projects in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Lutz Construction sells everything you need for landscaping and offers a wide range of professional services like foundation digs and rock walls. For all your excavation and landscaping needs, call Lutz Construction. We dig Bear Lake. Visit diglutzconstruction.com.
You're tuned in to the Lutz Construction halftime show. Lutz Construction and the You're tuned into the Lutz Construction halftime show. We're going to go to our first half highlights that are brought to you by the Rich County government, Rebels with a championship cause. And to start the game off, the Rebels started fast and furious. They scored 1 minute and 20 seconds into the game as Trey Walker finds pay dirt from 50 yards out. Hoffman completes a pass to Noah Perry for the 2-point conversion. Rebels take an 8-0 lead. Less than 20 seconds later, at 10:26 left to go in the first quarter, Max Perry runs in a touchdown from 26 yards out. This time the 2-point conversion was completed to Jaden Desch. That put the Rebels up 16-0. As the Rebels will score again on the next defensive drive as Jaden Desch intercepts Horsley, takes it back to the house for a touchdown. 24-0, the Rebels led. The Wildcats would respond, though, as Horsley found Jonathan Timpson in the corner of the end zone for their only touchdown of the game. 2-point conversion, no good. Rebels would punch back as Trey Walker finds the house from 58 yards out. Gave the Rebels a 31-6 lead. And to end the scoring in the first half, Carter Hoffman finds Levi Stonehouse for a 19-yard touchdown pass. 2-point conversion was no good as the Rebels lead 37-6 at the end of the first half. As we're going to go to Rob Leifson for some stats.
Well, Aaron, we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast that we needed to get the early punch. Rebels did that. Check that one. We wanted to see the passing game. That was the inside information, but that has not happened. And we wanted to control the speeds of the Wildcats, and I think we've done that one. The Rebels have a total of 183 yards of offense in the first half. The Wildcats was 79. The passing game's 2 of 8 for only 25 yards. The Wildcats are 5 of 8 for 29. 158 yards rushing for the Rebels, 50 for the Wildcats. Again, we've talked about it before. The turnover is always critical, and the Rebels have won the turnover battle so far this year, and they're up 0-3. Don't want to get the broadcaster curse on that one. Nick Timpson, 7 carries for 10 yards, and Johnny Timpson, who has that catch for a touchdown, also has 2 carries for 57 yards. For the Rebels, Trey Walker, 4 carries for 112 yards. He already has 300 on the year, so that puts him at 400 so far. Max Perry, 6 carries for 42 yards, and those are your halftime stats.
First half highlights were brought to you today by the Rich County government. Rebels with a championship cause. Coming up next, we'll visit with the Ellingford Brothers standout student, Max Perry, as he has a touchdown today as well. Ellingford Brothers, for all your sand, gravel, cement, and steel fabrication needs, call Ellingford Brothers in Evanston, 307-789-1515. The score at halftime on the Station on Main scoreboard is the Rebels 37, the Wildcats 6. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
You're tuned into the Lutz Construction Halftime Show, Lutz Construction, and the Ellingford Brothers Standout Student Interview. Today we're visiting with Max Perry, linebacker and running back for the Rebels football team.
So Max, it's your senior year, a big year for you. How do you feel now that you're officially a senior for a full week?
It's kind of crazy. I never thought I'd be in this position, being a freshman, looking up at all the big kids, but don't really feel like I'm a senior yet. I guess I am, though. Yeah, it's just how it feels. Surreal.
So you're going into your last hoorah for all the sports that you do play in your senior year. What does it kind of mean to you now that you're the big dog on campus? You're the leader of all of the younger guys. They're looking up to you just like you were as a freshman, looking up to the seniors that were here when you were a freshman.
It's definitely a weird feeling. I never thought I'd be one of those kids. When I was a freshman on the football team, we had some great seniors that really taught me a lot, and sometimes they taught me a lot of what I didn't want to be too. So I think I've done a good job at amplifying what they did good with me and then changing the things that I wanted to. It's been cool to have that influence on the younger kids and also just to be a leader. I've always looked forward to being.
Athletics-wise and academic-wise, what are some of your goals that you hope to accomplish in your senior year?
Trying to get my associate's degree, so academically, that is for sure a big goal for me. Even if it's not always the funnest of times, it's a lot of work. Basically, athletically, I just want to finish out this year and make it the best I have yet. I haven't played a full football season my entire career due to injuries, and it's just been wild. So the goal is to make it through the season clean and hopefully just have a good time and make sure I'm there for my buddies and always just have a smile on my face.
So associate's degree as you graduate high school, I've heard a couple people mention that Do you want to just talk about that for some of our listeners who might not know? What is that program?
We're allowed to do concurrent enrollment high school. That means we can basically be dual enrolled in high school and a college. So we take courses from Utah State as well as Snow College. Some kids are even doing courses from Dixie. I guess that's Utah Tech now. But we just go into a room and we video conference with schools in their classrooms. So it's kind of like we're just sitting in the college classroom too. It's basically the same as college.
If you could go back and give your freshman self a little bit of advice, so what would it be?
Treat every moment like it's your last. I know everyone says that. It's kind of cliche, but it's the truth. I never thought I'd be a senior, and now here I am, the big boy. But I definitely would take every moment and respect that you might not have those forever. This is high school, so make it a blast while you can. Be wild, be crazy. Don't be too dumb, but definitely take risks and make some mistakes.
All right, so one last thing. What's one thing the world should know about Max Perry?
I feel like everyone knows Max Perry. Max Perry's going somewhere, okay? Keep an eye out for him.
What are some of your hobbies that you like outside of school and outside of sports?
You know what? That takes up a lot of my time, and I love sports, so that takes up a good portion of my extra hours for hobbies. But I like to ride my bike around town, especially mountain biking. That's a big thing for me. I don't know, focus on football. That's the big thing, so that's a hobby, I guess.
One thing you'll see Max Perry doing in the spring is running some track. He's got some wheels, and he does a good job on the track as well as the basketball court and the football field.
This has been the Standout Student Interview sponsored by Ellingford Brothers. For all your cement, sand, gravel, and steel fabrication needs, call Ellingford Brothers in Evanston, 307-789-1515. Thank you to Max Perry for being part of our broadcast tonight. We'll be right back after this from our sponsors. You're listening to the Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Lutz Construction is a premier excavation and landscaping company with over 25 years of experience. Lutz Construction delivers quality results on commercial and residential projects in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Lutz Construction sells everything you need for landscaping and offers a wide range of professional services like foundation digs and rock walls. For all your excavation and landscaping needs, call Lutz Construction. We dig Bear Lake. Visit diglutzconstruction.com.
There's nothing better than a yummy, delicious cheeseburger. Except maybe if you add a large raspberry shake and tater tots that are cooked to perfection with just a little extra crunch. That's what you get with every burger at the Crawford Trough in Randolph. There's a full menu to choose from, filled with delicious options that will tickle your taste buds every time. But when you find yourself craving a burger, always choose Crawford Trough. Nothing else compares. The Crawford Trough in Randolph. Stop in today.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of 6,300 feet, with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that is one reason why the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, a value for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Sim Bell and the town board, Melanie Lim, Clay Barker, Brandon Hatch, and Frank Sano, support the Rich Rebels and hope that you can come back often.
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
Every person added together makes a community great. Rich County, Utah is filled with individuals that are kind, hardworking, and filled with integrity. We're proud of our children and understand that they have the capacity to make the world a better place. Showing support for every student at Rich High School fosters a healthy community. The Rich County Commissioners, clerk, and citizens of our community say good luck to the Rich Rebels today and every day. Go Rebels!
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth as the Town of Woodruff kickoff is fielded at the 25-yard line around the right side. A stiff arm as the back, that looks like that's 24. Barlow as he finishes his run.
Daniel Smith, number 16, on the tackle.
They'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 41-yard line as they look to get something going here in the second half. The Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 37, the Wildcats 6. We are broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football online at My Local Radio, online at mylocalradio.com, and on the radio for 98.3 FM. As Horsley gets the snap, he hands to Kelch. He cuts back, and he's going to be tackled by a combination of 3 Rebels. That's Bell, Hoffman, and it looks like Stonehouse all in on the tackle. 11:45 to go in the third quarter.
Little misdirection there, but didn't fool the Rebel defense.
That opening kickoff was brought to you by the Town of Woodruff, but the third quarter is brought to you by the Town of Randolph, home of the Rebels. Good luck from Mayor Sim Bell, council members Melanie Lim, Frank Sano, Brandon Hatch, Clay Barker, and April Grohl. As it's 24, Barlow, he's going to go around the right side. Gains about 2 yards before he's tackled by, it looks like, Perry.
And Walker, but there's a flag on the play. Looks like there's a hold. Jack Bell, 65, nearly got that handoff from the backfield.
Holding on the offense.
Wouldn't that have been a fun sight to see as a big man rumbling and stumbling his way towards the end zone after receiving the handoff from the opposing quarterback.
He was right there for it.
As that's going to back the Wildcats up to their own 28-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down in about 22.
Good guess.
2nd down and very, very long. As Horsley in the pistol, 2 receivers to his right. They have a tight end on the left-hand side of the line. Go in motion. They hand it. It's number 5. Caden Johnson around the right side. Shakes off a tackle. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Wildcat offense.
He stiff arms Carter Hoffman, number 8. Shakes off Max Perry before he can get run out of bounds. And Riker Hoffman, number 24, in on the 3rd down and about 15.
See what the Wildcats draw up here. Their go-to has been a little bit of a reverse play, which the Rebels have done a good job bottling up as 3rd down and 16. Horsley in the backfield by himself. He's going to have trips to the right and a tight end on the left-hand side of the formation. Wildcats need to get the ball to the Rebels' 49-yard line to pick up a 1st down as Horsley claps his hands, gets the snap, and we're going to get a false start penalty, it looks like, on the Wildcats. That'll back them up to about a 3rd and 21. As they're just a little too eager to get going, Rob.
Flag on the play.
You start to feel that pressure from the defense, and that's easy to jump on that offensive line.
Especially when a missile and Max Perry's been blitzing right up the A-gap every single pass play. I'll bring up 3rd down and 21 for the Wildcats. Once again, they got to get the ball to the Rebels' 49-yard line to pick up a 1st down as Horsley comes out in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They get the snap, and they're going to get the Rebels, it looks like, on an encroachment. As Max Perry did the right thing once he was past the line of scrimmage. Just go through, blow the play up. Don't allow them a free play. As it might not have even been Perry that it was called on because he was not the only Rebel that jumped off sides on that play. As we update the Station on Main scoreboard, it is the Town of Randolph third quarter. As the Wildcats come out, trips right. Horsley gets the snap. He looks right. Drops back to throw. Has a receiver over the middle, and it is going to be 24. That is Barlow with the reception, and 24 on 24 crime.
Riker Hoffman.
Hoffman makes a wonderful play, one-on-one in space.
There you go, that solo tackle again. He breaks that tackle, and you've got a first down.
It'll bring up 4th down and about 12 for the Wildcat offense. As Horsley's still on the field, looks like the Wildcats might go for it here from their own 39-yard line.
It does look like they're going, well, hard to tell. Last time the snap was not handled well on the punt, so they may be keeping that in mind as well.
Looks like they are, as Horsley has trips to the right. Looks out to his wide receivers, gives him one final instruction. He's going to drop back to throw. He's throwing deep. And that is going to be intercepted by Trey Walker. Spins off the receiver, and he's going to return it for a bit. Returns it out to about the Rebel 47-yard line. Trey Walker with the pick. That interception is brought to you by Town of Garden City, where families play at beautiful Bear Lake. Visit gardencity.ut.us.com, and that is the 3rd interception for the Rebel defense.
4th turnover for the Wildcats, but in reality, not that bad. I'm not sure you're going to get much more than the same distance out of a punt, so not a bad call from the Wildcat offense.
That'll bring up 1st down and 10 from the Rebels' 46-yard line. As the chain gang went a little too far.
That pass had a lot of air underneath it. Basically up for grabs once again between the receiver and the defender.
9:49 left to go in the Town of Randolph, 3rd quarter. As the Rebels come out, they direct snap it to Max Perry, who's tripped up in the backfield. He's going to pick up about a yard on the lunge. Good effort there from Perry as he was stumbling to get back to the line of scrimmage. Rob, on that situation, if you're Trey Walker, would you like to see Trey Walker maybe knock that ball down and take the ball further up the field? But it's something that's hard to think about in the moment when you're a kid and you see the ball.
It is. I have 2 sons that have played corner, and those situations have come up several times, and we've talked about it. It's hard when you see that ball as a defender, and you know you can get the pick to try to pass that option up. But in reality, yeah, I would have put the Rebels farther upfield if he would have just tipped it down.
Instead, it's a cool interception. Hoffman gets the snap. He's going to look to pass. Has Desch open, and that is going to be dropped as the defense, as that was a tight window that Carter Hoffman fit that ball into, as Desch was contacted by Aaron Barlow on the defense. It's a good play there from the cornerback Barlow as he was able to get in there and break the pass up. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Rebels offense. Once again, we're just bringing up hypotheticals to talk about football. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Trey Walker catching that ball and trying to return it. Because on the flip side of getting the ball maybe further upfield, who knows? You get the ball in your best athlete's hand. Who knows what can happen?
He gets that sideline, and he could be gone.
We're just trying to give you different perspectives of football as Hoffman comes out under center, 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. He rolls, is going to look, has Walker, can't complete the pass. That's going to bring up 4th down and 8. The Rebels up 37-6 with 8:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. This 3rd quarter is brought to you by the Town of Randolph.
Once again, when you're rolling out as a quarterback, it's hard with that momentum to complete that pass. And he actually had Levi Stonehouse a little bit open downfield, but he had 3 receivers out there, but he would have had to make a heck of a throw back across his body to get that one completed.
Well, it looks like the Rebels are going to go for it as Hoffman's still on the field. Stonehouse is going to split out wide to the right. They have Trey Walker in the slot role. Max Perry in the backfield. They fake the handoff. They're going to reverse it to Noah Perry. Noah Perry's going to cut up field. That's a heck of a play there from Caden Johnson, as that's going to be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 Wildcats, as Noah Perry tried the reverse around the end, and he is tackled almost immediately by Johnson. 1st down and 10 Wildcats from the Rebel 49-yard line. We got 8:51 left to go in the town of Randolph third quarter. The Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rich Rebels 37, the Water Canyon Wildcats 6. We are broadcasting from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We are in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. I am Aaron Poling, your voice of the Rebels, along with Rob Leifson, your walking sports encyclopedia of the Rebels. They'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They have two backs in the backfield. They hand off. They're going to try to get to the outside corner. Nicely done on the contain. We've got a fumble as it looks like they are going to rule that Rebels football. They recover the fumble.
Noah Perry.
Noah Perry did a great job of containing the running back and pushing him upfield, and then he gets rewarded with a fumble recovery. Heck of a play there from the Rebels defense. It'll be Rebels football, 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 46-yard line.
Turnover number 5.
It's been quite a showing for the Rebels defense today. We talked about the speed of Water Canyon at the start of the game, and I think the Rebels saw it on that second touchdown, or on the second drive of the game, the only touchdown drive for the Wildcats. Just the speed they have, and they've been able to contain it since. As Hoffman gets the snap, he's got Walker on a wheel route. Walker tries to make a move, gets to the outside, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. It's a nice play there in pursuit by number 24, Aaron Barlow, as Trey Walker tried to make a move on him, and Barlow got just enough of him to get him out of bounds. That'll bring up 2nd down for the Rebels at the Wildcat 42. They need to get to the 37-yard line for a 1st down.
We've seen that play. We've seen the Rebels try to run that play several times this season. That one looked very well done. Got right into the hands of Walker in stride so he can try to make that corner.
Come out with two receivers to the right. Two receivers, one on each side. Max Perry's the back in the backfield. They fake the handoff. Hoffman's going to throw. He's got a man open. That's Noah Perry. Noah Perry makes a move to the 20, to the 10. He's being chased down from behind. He gets to about the 6-yard line on the near sideline before he is tackled by a Wildcat. That is number 2, Oliveros. What a pass there from Hoffman to Perry as Perry made a man miss at about the 30-yard line. It'll bring up 1st down and goal for the Rebels from the 6. See what the Rebels draw up here. 8:24 to go. They're up 37-6 with a chance to really put themselves in the driver's seat with their foots on the pedal to the floor. With a touchdown here, the Rebels would be well planted out in front as Hoffman comes out under center. Drops back, looks right, throws. Got a man wide open. It's Noah Perry. Finishes off the drive with a touchdown in the end zone. As that is Noah Perry, number 2.
Unfortunately, you've got a holding penalty on the Rebels. That will come back.
It'll be 1st down and goal. That ball was originally placed at the 6, so it should be moved back to the 16-yard line. 1st and goal for the Rebels, and this brings up a challenge. You have 16 yards of the field to work with, and you have to get all 16 back for a touchdown. We'll see how the Rebels attack this.
We saw the Wildcats in a similar situation earlier in the game. They pulled it off for 6 points. We'll see if the Rebels can match.
Rebels have had a concentrated passing attack here in the second half, and it's paid dividends as they've marched the ball down the field. Hoffman under center. He's got no backs in the backfield. Perry's a tight end on the right. They have trips to the left. Hoffman rolls out to the left, looking. Has a man open, finds him, and that is going to be dropped in the end zone, as that would have been 6.
Incomplete pass. That'll be 2nd down.
And I think that was Jaden Desch. Or possibly Noah Perry, the intended target on the play.
I think it was Kason Johnson, number 15.
We'll bring up 2nd down and goal for the Rebels.
Hit him in a bad spot, right in the hands.
Rebels come out, trips to the left, one tight end on the right end of the formation. Hoffman under center. Gets the snap, rolls to the left. Rolling again, throws. This time it's tipped into the hands of Noah Perry. Noah Perry will get his touchdown back as that's great concentration there from Perry, as that pass was deflected at about the 2-yard line. Perry catches it at the 1, scampers in, touchdown Rebels.
Once again, you see Carter Hoffman rolling one way. He's got to stop and throw back the other direction. That is not easy to do, my friends.
It's a good job there from Hoffman just to get his hips around to be able to make that throw. Because if he doesn't get enough mustard on that throw, that's an interception heading back the other way. Rebels are going to line up for the PAT. It'll be Walker to hold for Desch.
They're 1 for 1 so far tonight.
Snap, good, holds good, and that looks like it's going to be blocked at the line. With 7:47 to go in the town of Randolph, third quarter, the Station on Main scoreboard reads the Rebels 43, the Water Canyon Wildcats 6. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of 6,300 feet, with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that is one reason why the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, a value for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Sim Bell and the town board, Melanie Lim, Clay Barker, Brandon Hatch, and Frank Sano, support the Rich Rebels and hope that you can come back often.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. That kickoff is brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Bounces off the return man at the 6-yard line. He fields it. He's going to run around the left side. And he's going to be tackled down very nicely there on special teams for the Rebels. That is number 23, Drake Weston, on the tackle.
On the 8-yard line.
What a kick! What a special teams play there as the Wildcats are pinned on their 8-yard line on a kickoff. Not real often you see that, Rob.
Nope. Mishandle that kick, and that opens up the chance for the defense to make good coverage.
That's happened a couple times to the Wildcats so far tonight, where either the kick bounced over their head or they mishandle it. It led to a touchdown for the Rebels on one kickoff. I think we need to revisit that play because that was... So a kickoff was apparently touched by a Wildcat player and then blown dead wrongly by the officials. And instead of giving the Wildcats the ball on the 20-yard line, they re-kicked it. The Rebels got the possession as Horsley's throw was going to bounce off Olivero's hands. Incomplete as Levi Stonehouse hit him right as the ball got there. Nice defense there from Stonehouse.
Second down and 10.
Bring up 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 8-yard line. 7:04 to go here in the town of Randolph, third quarter.
Looks like the Rebels are starting to sub some of the JV players on the defensive side of the ball.
Horsley's going to come out in the shotgun. I think the defensive backs are going to get a little bit of a workout as we are in a running clock as the clock continues to go after that incomplete pass. Rebels are up 43-6. Running clock in the state of Utah is 35 points. Horsley gets the snap. Walker rushes him right up the middle. Horsley makes a move. He's going to throw. That's going to be intercepted by the Rebels to the 15, to the 10. As we try to see who that is. That is
Kason Johnson, number 15, playing center field. Perfect catch.
That is the 4th interception of the game, except we have a call going against the Rebels. There's a flag on the field. Looks like it's going to be a roughing the passer call.
Nearly had a safety on that one from Walker. That's a turnaround.
They didn't show why it was roughing the passer. It couldn't have been for a late hit because he was hit as he was throwing the ball.
That'll be a Wildcat first down.
That'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They move the ball all the way up to the Wildcat 22-yard line. That's going to be my guess. The 15-yard penalty was roughing the passer. As Horsley comes out in the shotgun, gets the snap, and it's going to be blown dead as a false start penalty will be called against the Wildcats.
There's been several times tonight where I've thought they could have called that penalty because it seems like some of the backs get started just a hair too early.
That'll back the Wildcats up 5 yards. They try to do that play where they bring the tight end in motion. And I think sometimes they also will get an illegal shift as another player goes into motion. You can't have two players in motion at the same time in the game of football. Unless it's the Canadian Football League, but we are in Utah, not Canada, so that is a 5-yard penalty. As Horsley comes out in the pistol. Hands to Oliveros. Oliveros is forced back upfield where he is met by a whole host of Rebels, including Riker Hoffman as he finishes off the tackle. But I want to mention it was a nice job there from number 54, Braden Gifford, as he was able to force that play back up the middle as he set the edge.
Looks like we got a legal procedure penalty against the Wildcats. And the Rebels are going to take the penalty. I think they're going to decline it and give them second down.
So it was a legal procedure after or as the ball was snapped, so the Rebels are able to decline the penalty. Yeah. If it was a dead ball penalty as such as a false start, then the Rebels are unable to decline the penalty, and the play wouldn't count. So the Rebels would take the penalty to move the play back 5 yards. As the Wildcats come out in the shotgun, a running back on each side. As it's Oliveros to Horsley's left. And Kelch on his right. Horsley gets the snap. He's going to hand it to Barlow. Aaron Barlow around the right side. Out to about the 20-yard line. Cuts back into one of his linemen. And that's where the Rebels are going to swallow him up at about the original line of scrimmage.
Number 24,
he runs it all the way back to about the 24-yard line. We'll bring up third down. The Wildcats will need to get the ball to about the 37-yard line, their own 37 for a first down. They'll bring up 3rd and 9. As Barlow's been around the play for most of the night. I'd say of the Wildcats, he's probably been the most impressive. As Horsley comes out in the shotgun. Two backs in the backfield. He's going to hand off to Couch. Couch is going to go around the left side, cut back, and he is hit from behind by a pursuing Rebels defender. As that is 64.
Braden Gifford, I think.
As the pursuing defender, he absolutely let loose on the ball carrier. They'll bring up 4th down at about 2.
Nope, that's Colby Stokes, number 64.
We got an injured player on the field, and with that, we are going to go. We also got a late flag on the play.
I think we've got a flag on the coach.
That'll back that'll back the Wildcats up into a 4th and very, very long. They were in 4th and manageable.
Colby Stokes on that play coming from behind to make the tackle. And I'm not sure what the coach of the Wildcats is upset about, but he's not happy with something. And I think that's what prompted the flag.
They go over, and it looks like they're talking to Lex Cornea on the far sideline. He threw his hands in the air like he was unhappy too.
Well, I think he was looking for a hold on that corner because it did look like either that or blocking the back.
I think the Wildcat sideline wants a late hit. As there's a player down on the field. We're not sure who they're attending to. They're all down on a knee. As maybe it's Couch, who's going to walk off the field and be replaced by Timpson. Because I do think Couch was the injured player. I think he got popped from behind and in front. And I think that's what the Wildcats coaching staff was upset about, was possibly a late hit. It didn't look late at least from my vantage point. It looked like a good, clean football play where they were all going after the ball. You can't fault kids for playing hard, even if it's 43-6.
Well, you get some of these JV players in because there was no JV game today. So this is the first time they've been in the ball game. They're hyped up. Can't fault them for their energy and enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's going to back the ball up to about the 16-yard line of the Wildcats, where it'll be 4th down. They have to get the ball out to the 33, as that penalty is going to prove costly. Although I don't mind a coach coming out and defending a player. It's just the timing of it when you have 4th and 2 and you need a score. You need a score to slow the clock down if you're going to try to get back into this game. But that'll bring up 4th down. And the Wildcat offense is going to go for it.
Well, they're going to call timeout first.
The Wildcats are going to talk this one over, but for now, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 KADQ and mylocalradio.com. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Lutz Construction is a premier excavation and landscaping company with over 25 years of experience. Lutz Construction delivers quality results on commercial and residential projects in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Lutz Construction sells everything you need for landscaping and offers a wide range of professional services like foundation digs and rock walls. For all your excavation and landscaping needs, call Lutz Construction. We dig Bear Lake. Visit diglutzconstruction.com.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 KADQ and mylocalradio.com. We have 3:48 left to go in the town of Randolph third quarter. Remember, the clock is running because the Rebels have a greater than 35-point lead, excuse me. As the punt is away, and that is going to be fielded at the 30-yard line, as the Rebels will take over 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 30 with 3:30 to go in the third quarter. It'll be interesting to see who the Rebels march out onto the field.
Yeah, typically Carter Hoffman would be the one that you would find under center for the JV quarterback, but where he's ran the offense for the Rebels with Hunter's injury, we will see who goes under center.
It's time to get out the roster because it looks like we have 8 brand new players into the game. Maybe not brand new, but 8 new players on the offense. It looks like all the starters are going to get a rest.
Looks like Jet Holmes, number 6, is going to be under center.
Got Holmes under center. Number 4, Jarrett Mason. He's split out left. He snaps. He's going to keep it himself as Jet rounds the corner, and he's going to be tackled at the 26-yard line, a gain of 4. As Kelsch, the recently injured player, back out on the field, makes the tackle. It's good to see him back out there. Once again, the clock will continue running even if there is an incomplete pass. As the Rebels lead by more than 35 in the state of Utah, that is a running clock. As the Rebels break the huddle, they huddled up about 20 yards behind the ball again. As Holmes under center. They hand off, and the running back is going to be swallowed up right away as the defensive line for the Wildcats got a good push. That was number 12, Raiden Lutz with the carry. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 8 for the Rebels. If anything, this allows some of the JV kids just to see the speed of the game of the varsity game, excuse me, just because it's a lot quicker than a JV game. As Carter Grohl will check into the ball game for the Rebels. The Rebels only had 7 men on the field. Late into the play is another Rebel. I'm not sure he knows what the play call is going to be as they huddled up. Holmes in the shotgun. He looks to throw. Has a man open. It's Raiden Lutz. Raiden Lutz catches at the 10. He's going to scramble down to the 5-yard line. That's an LSR refrigerated 1st and 10 for the Rebels. Raiden Lutz picks up about 25 on the reception. We have another injured player on the field. And with that, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 KADQ and mylocalradio.com. We're going to be back after this from our sponsors.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Whether you're looking for strong, high-quality cement for construction, sand and gravel for road base, a cement trough or critter ladder for your livestock, or steel fabrication, including custom towing packages, bumpers, and other vehicle accessories, you always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We're in the middle of the Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 KDQ and mylocalradio.com. 1:21 left to go in the town of Randolph third quarter. The station on main scoreboard reads 43-6 Rebels with the lead. They're marching as Jet Holmes is under center in the I formation. Gets the snap. He hands off to the back in the backfield. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Raiden Lutz.
As Lutz gets another carry.
Tackle made by number 72, Fred Jessup, and number 7, Dakota Young.
Fred Jessup, number 72, for the Wildcats on the tackle.
That last play before we went to break, we were kind of laughing just because the late player ran onto the field, and the Rebels picked up a big gain with maybe only 7 players knowing the play. As we got 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Once again, running clock as the Rebels huddle up. In the game for the Rebels, number 16 is Daniel Smith. Also in the backfield, number 23, that's Drake Watson.
Drake Weston.
Weston's going to get the ball. Tries to run a man over. Does a good job of it, but he falls on top of that guy, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield. That's a good, strong run from Weston, as that's going to do it for us here in the town of Woodruff third quarter.
James Musser.
The station on main scoreboard reads, the Rich Rebels 43, the Water Canyon Wildcats 6. You've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter after this.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Freeway Tire offers a nationwide service protection plan that covers service parts and labor on select systems, keeping your vehicle on the road. Plus, it includes coverage for towing, lockout service, flat tire changing, fuel, oil, and water delivery service, and jump starts. Knowing that your vehicle is covered at over 50,000 dealer locations nationwide provides that peace of mind wherever you are. Get the details. Visit Freeway Tire and ask about the service protection plan. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football on 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. Rebels have the ball. They'll pitch it outside as it's Weston again. He's going to be tackled at the 12-yard line. The Rebels will lose some yards. That'll bring up fourth down.
Made by number 23, Daniel Barlow, number 13, Isaac Oliveros.
As we begin the fourth quarter. This fourth quarter,
some of the Rebels you've got in there, 56, Kason Huffaker, 63, Jeremy Garcia, or 62, 63, Carter Stokes, as we try to figure out some of those linemen.
This fourth quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty and Gary McKee in Garden City. As the Rebels will look like they're going to go for it on fourth down and goal from the 12-yard line. 11:07 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. As Holmes rolls to the right, he's going to throw. Has a man open and just incomplete. As the Rebels got the look they want, they're just unable to execute. And with 10:57 to go in the fourth quarter, the Water Canyon Wildcats will take over from their own 12. First and 10 Wildcats. As one of the disadvantages of being outside during a broadcast is my computer screen's lit up, and there are bugs everywhere. So we are braving the elements to bring you Rich Rebels football, a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football, that is, on 98.3 KDQ and mylocalradio.com. There's 10:51 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Station on Main scoreboard reads 43-6, the Rebels with a commanding lead, as they have emptied out their bench, and a lot of players that would have been playing in the JV game if there was one today are on the field now getting some reps in at the varsity level.
Yep. Colby Stokes, number 64, up on the right side. J.J. Chandler in the middle, 73. And we'll find out who the third one is.
As the ball is snapped and they hand to the back in the backfield, that's number 11, Johnson. He's going to rumble forward for about 4 yards that are on the left side.
54, Braden Gifford on the left side of the defense.
Check that, make that 3 yards. And one thing to mention that our JV players, they're not playing against what would be JV players. They're still playing against the Wildcat starters, as they still have Horsley in at quarterback. He's got 2 backs in the backfield. One is number 5, that's Caden Johnson. On his left, Horsley gets the snap, hands to Johnson. Johnson's going to run around the left side. Tries to get to the outside. He's pushed back up. He's pushed back by a contain. That's a good job there from the Rebels defense, as Kason Johnson makes a tackle for the Rebels. They'll bring up third down at about 3.
6 yards, be third down, and 2 yards to go.
One thing that the Rebels have done a very good job of today, Rob, is they've been able to keep contained and force those reverse plays back to the middle of the field where the rest of their defense can get there and make the play. Johnson did a good job there, and he finished the tackle himself. As Horsley's in the shotgun, gets the snap. He's going to hand to Couch. Couch goes to the right side, and he's going to be tackled there by the combination of number 4, that's Mason.
Jarrett Mason, yep.
And a couple other Rebels that we couldn't quite see. But that's going to be enough for a first down for the Wildcats. It'll be 1st and 10 Wildcats from their own 23-yard line.
Got to give credit to the Wildcat fans. They have turned out in numbers, and they have not given up on their enthusiasm.
Once again, folks, this is the 3rd football game in Water Canyon High School history, so this is something to be super excited about. We are part of history as we're in the inaugural season, as they reverse handoff to Barlow. Barlow gets a block out in front, out across the 35. He's going to be tackled at about the 37-yard line as he scampers around the left end for another first down for the Wildcats.
Tackle made by number 25. That'd be Samuel Laveson.
Whose kid is that?
I still haven't checked his genealogy sheet. I got to do that.
That was supposed to be done at halftime, correct?
Had to get a drink during halftime.
8:10 to go as the clock continues to run once they reset the chains. They do stop the clock to move the chains, but once the chains are reset, the clock continues to run. Horsley comes out in the pistol formation. Gets the snap. Hands to Johnson. Johnson around the left side on the reverse. Out to about the 44-yard line where he's going to be tackled on the far end by, it looked like, Jarrett Mason and Levi Stonehouse. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4 from the Wildcat 45-yard line. There's still a lot to play for, despite the score being 43-6 in a running clock. You could still do a lot of good things here to carry in the next week for both teams. And if you're the JV players out there, this is your opportunity to impress, and maybe you get some more varsity reps if you play very, very well right now. So there's still things to play for as Horsley gets the snap. He had trips to the right. He's going to throw deep, has a man, and overthrows him, as the intended target on the play was number 23, Daniel Barlow. He had a step on the defender. That falls incomplete.
Levi Stonehouse on the coverage.
Once again, because the Rebels are up by more than 35 with a 43-6 score, I'm not a math person, but I know that's more than 35. We're going to have a running clock. That ball was incomplete. The clock continues to run. We have 6:45 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. The Rebels with a commanding lead on the Station on Main scoreboard, 43-6. As the Wildcats come out with 2 backs in the backfield, a tight end on the left side and the right side. Horsley gets the snap. They're going to go with the reverse for Aaron Barlow. Barlow around the right side is going to get the first down out across the 50 to the 45 to the 40. Runs over a defender to about the 40, about to the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 Wildcats with 6:19 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter.
Had some good blockers out in front of him. Tackle made by Drake Weston and Samuel Leifson.
But much to my point for the Wildcats, they have a game next week, and their offense, let's be honest, it wasn't very good in the first 3 quarters of this game outside of one drive, and they're going to look to try to find something going into their next game. As they're 1-1 on the season. And for the Rebels, like I said, this is an opportunity. Every play is an opportunity when you're out on the field to make an impression. Because not only are you playing for time now, you're playing for time in the future. Let's be honest, this is the best way to prove that you can be a rich Rebel and play at the varsity levels. They hand to Kelsch. Kelsch around the left side, out across to the 32-yard line. That's going to bring up 2nd down and about 4.
Drake Weston on the tackle again.
And you know, for the players out there on defense for the Rebels, they don't want to allow them to score. You know, they still have pride in this game despite being up so much. They don't want to allow a score. They don't want to be the reason why the clock stops. As it continues to roll with 5:15 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Horsley's in the shotgun. Trips to his right, tight end on the left side of the line. Horsley gets the snap. He's going to look right, back left, throws to the left. As that's going to fall incomplete, as it was number 4, Jarrett Mason on the coverage. That'll bring up 3rd down. As Mason was very, very tight on that play to the wide receiver.
Yeah, it looks like some of the Wildcats were looking for a pass interference call, but I'm not sure that ball was very catchable.
3rd down and 4 yards to go.
It's hard to get an official to throw a flag with 4:56 to go in a game as they start the running clock again. You're going to have to really, really, really commit an infraction, to be able to draw a flag with this big of a lead, this much time left of the game. Obviously something dirty, but a pass interference where maybe Jarrett Mason bumped him, but not enough for the flag. And that'll bring up 3rd down for the Wildcat offense as the entire Rebels defensive line jumps off sides.
And that'll put them near a 1st down.
Flag on the play.
It'll depend on the mark off.
They're going to give him the 1st down.
And a Wildcat 1st down.
Penalties are another thing that stop the clock as the referees have to respot the ball. They start the clock back up. 4:24 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Horsley comes out in the shotgun. He's got 2 backs in the backfield, 2 tight ends on the line, gets the snap. They're going to hand to Aaron Barlow around the right side. And that is a nice job there from the Rebels defense.
Drake Weston.
By Drake Weston. And number 64 as well. The big man, that is Colby Stokes as he chased down the running back from his position on the defensive line, didn't give up on the play, and the Wildcats only pick up 1 yard. That's a heck of a play there between Weston and Stokes. As it'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats. They come out in the pistol formation, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Back in the backfield. The back is Couch. They fake the handoff. They're going to throw. Have a man deep. It's open. Barlow, and that pass is going to bounce off of his hands. Incomplete. Would have been a touchdown as that ball was thrown into the end zone.
Double coverage there from Jarrett Mason and Kason Johnson.
They'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats with 3:18 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. Of course, call Gary McKee for all your realty needs in Bear Lake and in Garden City. Stay tuned at the end of the game as we'll have the Gare Bear fan cam at the conclusion of this matchup. As Horsley gets the snap, hands it around the right side. This time it's Barlow. This time it's actually Daniel Barlow, and he's going to rumble to about the 16-yard line. Not quite enough for the 1st down. It'll be 4th down and 1 for the Wildcats offense.
And the Wildcats will call timeout. Jarrett Mason on the tackle.
Timeout.
And with that, the station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 43, the Wildcats 6. You're listening to Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 and at 98.3 KDQ and mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebels football. Rebels up 43-6 on the station on main scoreboard. 2:27 left to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter. The hand to Couch. Couch is going to be, looks like he's going to be stopped. The defense holds. That looks like it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Looked like Stokes for the tackle again.
As that might be a very favorable spot.
And Boston Jolly, number 55, in on that tackle as well. They may bring out the change to measure this one, but it looks to me like it's going to be short.
I also think the referees lost track of the down. Because initially it looked like the far line judge put his fist in the air to indicate 4th down, but it was already 4th down. So if this is short, that'll be a huge stop for our defense. As the wonderful camera work of Rob Leifson is actually going to give us a very good shot of this, as that is just short. 1st and 10 for the Rebels. The defense holds. That's a big stop there. For a lot of kids who might be considered JV players playing in the varsity game tonight, they just stopped the first team offense of the Wildcats. And with 2:20 to go in the Bear Lake Realty fourth quarter, the Rebels will take over possession. That is 1st and 10 on their own 17-yard line. That's another turnover for the Rebels defense. As that was a heck of a play by the defense to stop them short. They only had 1 yard to gain, and they were unable to gain it. And we got the teams on the wrong sides of the field.
That's going to shorter field.
I respect it. I mean, if you're the offense, that's it's about 80 less yards you got to go to find pay dirt. But they switched the players. Here comes the Rebels offense. Holmes under center. The hand. Holmes is tackled right away. The ball is loose. Rebels are going to fall on it.
Yep, I think Raiden Lutz got back on top of it.
Fumble on the play, but recovered by the
Heck of a play there from the defensive line of the Wildcats to get in the backfield before the ball could be handed off. 1:34 left to go in the game. This fourth quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. The station on main scoreboard reads the Rebels 43, the Wildcats 6, with 1:25 to go in the ball game. This has been an impressive victory for the Rebels. I think it's safe to say that the Rebels are going to come away with this victory. It would have to be the greatest comeback in history for the Wildcats to win this ball game as Holmes is under center.
And he's going to run the clock as much as possible before he snaps this one. Waiting for the back judge to give the count.
Holmes gets a snap away, pitches it to Weston, who's going to find a burst of speed up the middle. He gets away from that tackler. There's no telling how far Weston runs before he's touched again. He picks up 6 yards on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 12. And we're going to get a timeout called by the Rebels sideline. You listen to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebels football on 98.3 KDQ and mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back after this.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to the town of coldest temps and warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing that a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Savey and council members Raymond Franson, Millie Bradshaw, Seiko Webb, and Monica Schultes, with clerk Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Ridge Rebels!
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, your home and investment real estate experts. Give them a call today at 435-946-8888 or visit their website at bearlakerealty.com. That'll do it for the fan cam. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Lutz Construction is a premier excavation and landscaping company with over 25 years of experience. Lutz Construction delivers quality results on commercial and residential projects in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. Lutz Construction sells everything you need for landscaping and offers a wide range of professional services like foundation digs and rock walls. For all your excavation and landscaping needs, call Lutz Construction. We dig Bear Lake. Visit diglutzconstruction.com.
A healthy smile improves life in many ways. Fresher breath, increased confidence, and better overall health. Dr. Sean Grohl and his team at Comprehensive Family Dental have been supporting Rich Rebels for over 25 years. Call today and schedule your next appointment. Go Rebels!
Supporting the Rich Rebels in everything they do. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation in Randolph provide services to Rich Rebel fans every day. Auto repair, tires, sand, and gravel. J-Bar Auto and J-Bar Excavation on Main Street in Randolph. Stop in today.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today. 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome back to the Epic Recreation postgame show. Make your next vacation an epic one with rentals at Bear Lake, cabins, boats, UTVs, inner tubes, fat tire bikes, everything you need to make your next vacation epic. Year-round rentals, visit epicrecreation.net. Today's game had some great plays. We'll look at those in our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. And we're going to start in the first quarter where Trey Walker got the Rebels on the board early. 10:40 at the 10:40 mark, he runs it in from 50 yards out. Rebels convert to 2-point conversion. Max Perry, not to be outdone, scores about 16 seconds later as he punches in a 26-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion good as well. Jaden Desch gets a pick six with 8:41 left to go in the first quarter. He returns it about 25 yards for a touchdown as Water Canyon would score next. Horsley completes a pass to Johnson. Johnson scores the only touchdown for the Wildcats. Trey Walker scored next for the Rebels to make it 31-6. Walker's run from 58 yards out. Carter Hoffman would find Levi Stonehouse for a touchdown. 37-6, 19-yard touchdown pass that was from Hoffman to Stonehouse. Carter Hoffman would throw his second touchdown pass of the game, this time to Noah Perry. That gave the Rebels a 43-6 lead as the extra point attempt was blocked. And that is our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Stay tuned for the Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game, the player of the game, the post-game diagnostics report brought to you by Stacy's Repair. You're tuned into the Epic Recreation post-game show on a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebel Football on 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
When you drive on the best tires that are rotated, balanced, and inflated properly, you can save money two ways. The best tires can reduce wear and tear on your vehicle. That saves you money in the long run. The best tires can also improve your overall miles per gallon. That helps you save every time to fill up at the pump. At Freeway Tire in Evanston, we offer the best tires with the best service for every vehicle. Make sure you're running on the best tires you can. Visit Freeway Tire today, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Whatever brings you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 beautiful acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including clean, comfortable rooms, a business office, workout room, and a full-service restaurant, plus a complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Welcome back to the Epic Recreation post-game show. We're broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time for the Precision Play of the Game, brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham, Precision Family Dentistry at affordable prices. Call for an appointment today. And I would say the Precision Play of the Game has to be the third play of the game, Trey Walker scampering in from 60 yards out. That set the tone early for the Rebels. And it was also the game-winning score as they scored the two-point conversion. After that was technically the game-winning score. But that set the tone early for the Rebels, who scored early and often. And we're going to move along to our player of the game, who was also Trey Walker, as Trey Walker recorded 2 touchdowns and a pick in the game. But we had a lot of players to choose from, as Jaden Desch had 2 picks and a touchdown. Levi Stonehouse had a touchdown pass. Carter Hoffman threw for 2 touchdowns. Made a lot of really big tackles in the first half. So just because we're giving the player of the game to Trey Walker, he set the tone early for the Rebels, but that doesn't mean that there weren't plenty of Rebels who had great games. Coming up next, the Stacy's Repair post-game diagnostics report. When you need a repair, take it to the one who truly care at Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. You're listening to Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rebel Sports. The final score on the Station on Main scoreboard was the Rich Rebels 43, the Water Canyon Wildcats 6. We'll be right back after this.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Welcome back to the Epic Recreation post-game show. Make your next vacation epic. Visit epicrecreation.net. We're broadcasting live from the Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth, and it is time for the Stacy's Repair post-game diagnostics report. And I think this report can be narrowed down to one thing. We talked about early in the game, Rob, that the Rebels were going to come out and try to air the football out, but after 4 plays, they ran 4 straight running plays. They had 2 touchdowns, and I think they stuck to the ground game a little more than they thought they were going to, but you can't argue with the results.
And that could have been because of Hunter Pace not being under center, and the running game seems to lean more towards Carter Hoffman.
But whatever they did today, it worked as the Rebels come out and they take care of Water Canyon 43-6. This has been the post-game diagnostic report sponsored by Stacy's Repair. When you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Stay tuned for the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau calendar update. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on KADQ 98.3 and online at mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back after this.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
Whether you're kicking up the dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft, large and small, to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all. On-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your next adventure at epicrecreation.net.
At Rich School District, we believe that success motivates individuals, and every student is capable of learning. We believe an effective classroom facilitates learning. We believe in the development of lifelong learners, and we believe that a quality education makes a difference. Student involvement equals student success. Currently, 93% of Rich High students participate in extracurricular activities. Rich School District, providing a quality, well-rounded education for each student.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Welcome back to the Epic Recreation postgame show from the Les Schwab Plain Tires broadcast booth. Looking forward to the coming week on the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau calendar update. And tomorrow we have a doozy, as we'll be bringing to you live the volleyball game from ICS, as I'll make the journey back up to Salt Lake City to have that for you. The cross-country team is also running a race at Soda Springs, as we'll look for results for that. Next week on Thursday, the volleyball team takes on Altamont at home. We'll have that game for you on mylocalradio.com and 98.3. Then on Friday, the volleyball team will play Tabiona at home while the football team travels to Mountain View. We will have the Mountain View football game. We'll have the football game at Mountain View on our radio station. And that has been the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau calendar update. When you're thinking about spending time at beautiful Bear Lake, make sure you visit the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau website. They have great information about year-round activities, places to stay, eat, and more. Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Bear Lake, Utah, and Idaho. Plan your next vacation today. Visit bearlake.org. Once again, the final score in today's game on the Station on Main scoreboard is the Rebels 43, the Wildcats 6. Tune in for coverage of the next Rich High School football game on Friday at Mountain View, but also join us tomorrow for the volleyball game at ICS and the volleyball game on Thursday versus Altamont. We'll be on the air for all of those games I just mentioned with our pregame show. Next week, we'll have the football pregame show at about 12:30 for you. Until next time, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. No portion of this production can be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC.